who will be pursuing a degree in special education or a related field. The Kansas Business Conditions Index for October rose to 54.6 from September's 51.1. Components of the leading economic indicator from the monthly survey of supply managers were new orders at 62.0, production or sales at 56.9, delivery lead time at 50.0, employment at 52.8, and inventories at 51.3. Creighton University economist Andy Goss says that over the past 12 months, the manufacturing sector has boosted jobs by nearly 1%. Based on recent surveys of manufacturers in the state, he expects job growth to maintain its current pace and hourly wage growth to expand above its current pace through the first quarter of 2020. Kansas could soon end an unusual policy of using its own numbers in addition to federal census data to redraw the boundaries of state legislative districts. The long-standing practice cost college communities political clout. The biggest winners of a change are likely to be Lawrence and Manhattan. Voters statewide will decide November 5th whether to approve a proposed amendment to the Kansas Constitution to eliminate a requirement for the state to adjust federal census figures when the legislature redistricts itself. Kansas is among only a few states that adjust federal census figures for redistricting. Critics see the adjustment as archaic and expensive, and there's no organized opposition to the proposed amendment. The exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast: tonight clear, our low down to 30. Saturday sunshine 52. Saturday night mostly clear with a low of 33. Sunday sunshine 58 for a high. On Sunday night we're expecting a clear sky with a low of 36. And Monday mostly sunny with a high near 60. I'm Don Elliott, KOFO News.
Good evening. Welcome in. It's Friday Night Lights, the day after Halloween edition. Not really going to have any puns or anything for you here tonight. I'm sorry. I'm just not that kind of guy. And we want to talk about football because it's state playoff action time, and it is an exciting time for football in the state of Kansas. So we're glad you could join us here on 103.7 FM and on 1220 AM KOFO. Also on KOFO.com. So thank you for listening as we have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. And a lot of playoff action going on in the area. We had action last night also, so we'll get you caught up on those scores here in just a second. We do plan to talk with Gary Bateman in about 13 minutes as he's over in Paola, as Ottawa High will travel there to take on the Panthers. So we'll talk about that game and talk about it a little bit more with him. And we also want to remind everybody that you can go to the KOFO scores page at KOFO.com, and you can get a rundown of all the scores from last night and what will be happening tonight there. And we will keep you also posted throughout the ball game, as Gary Bateman will get you score updates as the evening goes on. And then at 10 o'clock tonight, we'll have the Kansas High School Scoreboard Show. Nick Gosnell will have all that information also, and wrap-ups from other area games and other games throughout the state. And the east and west side of the brackets got started last night as a lot of action in the area. Let's take a look at some of those scores from games that went on last night. 3A football, it was Columbus defeating Anderson County 33-20. 2A state football bracket broke out like this, a game you heard here on the air on 103.7 FM and 1220 AM. Humboldt rolled over Central Heights 70-8. Osage City's season came to an end in really a crushing fashion as they fell to Cherokee 12-6. That one a tough one, was 6-6 for for the first half, and Cherokee was able to finally get their nose over the end line and pick up another touchdown to make it 12-6 in their win. And of course, Silver Lake, the behemoth that they are, rolled all over Jayhawk Lynn 68-8. In 8-man Division II, Waverly, they took care of business over Marmaton Valley 62-14. And then Crest, they handled Merdazine Valley with ease. 52-12 was the final score there. Also a non-playoff game last night as Wellsville, they finished their season on a high note. They defeated Royal Valley 36-26. Those were for last night. So now let's take a look at games going on tonight. We'll start on the 4A side of the bracket. And as we mentioned, Ottawa High, they're on the road. They're going to take on Paola. Cyclones at 1-7. Paola a perfect 8-0 on the year, and they are the number 2 seed in that 4A bracket. And if it wasn't bad enough last week for Ottawa High having to play an undefeated Tonganoxie squad, Cyclones, as we mentioned, they got to turn around and play Paola this week. Ottawa fell last week by the final score of 62-7 to the Chieftains, while Paola finished their regular season by holding on to a 16-8 victory over their in-county rival Lewisburg in a fantastic matchup. These two teams met earlier this season, all the way back on September 20th, and the Panthers walked away with a 56-3 win in that one. Paola on the season has given up minimum wage when it comes to points scored on their defense. On average, the Panther defense is giving up 7.25 points per game. Ottawa, on the other hand, this season only managing 8.875 points per game. So Ottawa's offense has a lot to try to overcome here tonight against the Paola team, who you would think is going to make it all the way to sub-state at least. That's the thought, the prevailing thought right now, that they're going to be good enough to do that. And Ottawa really going to have a tough time here tonight. But you never know. You never know. Am I saying there's a chance? Of course I'm saying there's a chance. But we'll find out how this goes down, as we'll join Gary Bateman shortly to talk about this one and get his thoughts. We'll also have the Rob Hedrick Show at 6:40 tonight here on 103.7 FM and 1220 AM, also on KOFO.com. And the kickoff will be at 7. And Gary Bateman with that one over in Paola. Well, if you thought it was bad for Ottawa, it got worse for Baldwin. The 0-8 Bulldogs, they're taking on the number 1 seed in 4A, Tonganoxie, who's a perfect 8-0. And after the Chieftains win last week, they sealed up that number 1 seed on the eastern side of the bracket. The Chieftains, as mentioned earlier, they blasted Ottawa High 62-7. Baldwin comes in this week as the sacrificial lamb for Tonganoxie. The Bulldogs are looking for their first win, and they have really struggled all year long. The Bulldogs were shut out last week for the 3rd time in the last 4 games, as Spring Hill defeated them 31-0. These two teams met just a couple of weeks ago in Baldwin, and the Chieftains ran all over the Bulldogs 55-0 in that matchup. And the Bulldogs have had trouble most of the year scoring. Tonganoxie, well, they haven't had a whole lot of problems scoring at all. And we'll keep you up to date on this one as the evening goes on. The winner of this one tonight will get the winner of Pittsburgh Spring Hill next week. Another area game in 4A will feature Atchison on the road to take on Lewisburg, who will be the number 6 seed on the eastern side of the brackets, as they picked up their first loss, though, last week after winning 5 straight in that game to Paola. The Wildcats gave a good fight to the Panthers. They just were not able to overcome that defense from Paola. They've lost 16-8. Atchison will come into the first round of the playoffs tonight. They picked up their first win last week since October 4th. The Redmen beat Sumner Academy 35-7 to finish out the regular season. As with the previous 2 matchups listed, these two teams have already played each other once this year. They met back on October 11th when Lewisburg blew out Atchison 41-12. We'll move to 3A, and Caney Valley will be on the road to take on the District 2 number 1 seed Prairie View. The Buffaloes, They come in perfect 8-0 on the season. And out of those 8 wins, Prairie View has shut out their opponents in 4 of those games, including the 41-0 win last week over Iola. Caney Valley picked up their second straight win last week to head into the playoffs with a little bit of momentum as the Bullpups sunk their teeth into Baxter Springs 43-0. Prairie View has not had a game this year where the opponent was within 2 scores, while Caney Valley started their season off with 3 straight wins, but then dropped the next 3 before getting on back and finishing the regular season strong. And the Bullpups look to pull the upset on the road tonight as Prairie View and Caney Valley are there in that 3A bracket. And if we take a quick look here, let's see who that is going to be, who their next matchup's going to be, as Prairie View, well, they will take on last night's winner, which was between Columbus and Anderson County. And, of course, Columbus won that one 33-20, and that matchup will be next Friday night. Santa Fe Trail is 4-4 on the year. They'll take on the District 4 number 1 seed Holton, who is 6-2. The Chargers have got a tough task ahead of them, as they mentioned that they face off against that number 1 seed. The Chargers picked up momentum down the stretch. They had won 3 in a row, but hit a speed bump last week. They were soundly defeated by Jefferson West, 45-6. Holton sealed their seeding with a 41-14 victory last week against Wamego. And Holton started the season with a loss, then reeled off 4 straight wins before losing again. The Wildcats are 3-1 in their last 4 games. The winner of this one, well, they'll take on the Perry-Lecompton Wamego winner next week. We'll drop down to 1A as Northern Heights at 5-3 will be on the road to take on Linden, who is 7-1. They are also the District 3 number 2 seed coming into this game. This is a repeat matchup from Week 5 when Linden was able to beat Northern Heights by 10 points, 34-24. Linden picked up their first loss of the season, though, last week. They could not overcome Jackson Heights. The Tigers fell by a final score of 33-14. Before that game, though, Linden had only allowed 1 team to score more than 16 points against them. Northern Heights found themselves back on track last week as they picked up their first win since September 27th. The Wildcats beat Wabaunsee 54-32, and they're going to look to try to upset the 2 seed here this evening in District 3. The winner of this one will either get Centralia, who comes into their game tonight at 7-1, or Troy, who is a paltry 2-6 on the year. We do know that there is one non-playoff game tonight in the area. West Franklin is on the road to take on Erie, and we'll get you updates on that one through the evening as they become available. We're going to take our first break of the night, and when we come back, we will talk with Gary Bateman about this Paola-Ottawa High matchup as we get close to the Rob Hedrick Show, about 23 minutes away from that one. But first, our first break of the night. You're listening to Friday Night Lights on 103.7 FM and 1220 AM, KOFO and KOFO.com.
Here's your exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast.
New residential, commercial, renovation. Don't you want the best for your next project? Just dial Dials. Dials Construction at 418-8211. When it comes to your home, turn your dreams into reality. Dial Dials.
Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 30. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 50. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, a low of 33. Sunday, sunny, a high of 57. Sunday night, mostly clear, a low of 35. Williamsburg, it's 55. In Overbrook, it's 56. At the Ottawa Municipal Airport, winds out of the northwest at 7. Humidity's at 31%. And barometric pressure's holding steady at 30.18 inches of mercury. It's clear in South Ottawa and 55 at KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM.
Bring your taste buds to the Bread and Iron for Raised Right. Local beef, grilled steaks, hot roast beef, burgers too. How about some delicious seafood like salmon or shrimp? You'll find seafood specials every weekend at the Bread and Iron Bar and Grill.
They say to really know a man, you have to walk a mile in his boots.
Well, my channel seedsman has logged more miles than I can count in mine. Every spring, we hit my fields together at the first sight of green. 6 weeks later, he's out here again, checking roots, stalks, soil like they were his own. As crops grow, so does his commitment to making sure there's nothing overlooked. Nutrients, weed control, pests, disease. He gets an agronomist to weigh in whenever we need a second opinion. The whole time using the latest technology to document where we've been and decide where we're going. Wheels always turning. And come harvest, we celebrate in the cab. Him working away, making plans for next season. That, my friends, is what they call seedsmanship at work. Look, anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. Find yours at channel.com/boots. Always read and follow grain marketing and all of their stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Time to paint? Get to it. We're right beside you. With PPG Pittsburgh Paints, you get quality paints and the personal expertise that only Heidi, your independent, locally owned paint retailer, can offer. At Ottawa Paints, Frames, and Decor, 109 South Main in Ottawa.
This is Tim at the Gun Guys. We've got Smith & Wesson Shield 380 EZs, everyday low price at $389.95 with a $50 rebate, and you'll get a new shooter's kit free only at the Gun Guys while supplies last. 412 South Main in downtown Ottawa.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the ultimate unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's best 4G LTE networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Compatible device and SIM required. Excludes the two-line plan. See straighttalk.com.
Today only at Kohl's. Shop Black Friday deals unlocked. Plus, take an extra 20% off. Save on family jammies, 50% off, plus an extra 20% off. Toys, $20 and under. Save on select kitchen electrics and $7.19 throws. Plus, get $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. Today only, Friday, November 1st at Kohl's. Select styles, 20% offer valid November 1st through 6th with promo code FALL20. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Vicks Children's knows that kids ask a lot of questions, especially when they're sick.
Mom, what's red dye 33?
Artificial food coloring.
What's high fructose corn syrup?
Processed sugar.
Some are surprising.
Can I have alcohol?
Definitely not. Are you reading this somewhere?
My cough syrup label.
Vicks Children's remove these unnecessary additives to build a better children's cough medicine. So you can answer.
When will I feel better?
Soon.
Dump these additives and keep the relief with new Vicks Children's Cough and Congestion. Use as directed.
The KOFO Thanks for Giving campaign is coming soon. Be listening for details about our sponsor locations where you can donate non-perishable food items, toys, or cash, or all three, for friends and neighbors in our community who may need a helping hand this holiday season. Thanks for giving from all of us at KOFO.
And we're back here on Friday Night Lights as we get you closer to the Rob Hedrick Show here in about 18 minutes. We'll have kickoff for the Ottawa High game at 7. But the man who's going to bring it to you, the voice with the most, the host with the most, Mr. Gary Bateman joins us now on Friday Night Lights. Gary, welcome in.
Well, thank you, Bob. It's a perfect evening for some football.
It is a beautiful night, and it should be an interesting game here. These two teams met earlier in the year, and obviously Ottawa struggled in that one, but they look to try to see if maybe they can just get something together and maybe try to surprise Paola, but it's going to take a mighty effort, though.
Well, it certainly is, Bob. I mean, this is an outstanding football team, and Ottawa lost to them earlier this year, 56-3, and it was kind of the recipe Ottawa's had, unfortunately, against the really good teams this year. They just gave up way too many points in the first half of play. I mean, they were down at the half, 48-0. In the second half, playing against a lot of reserves for the Panthers, they kind of held their own, got a field goal late, so they didn't get shut out that night. But what the Cyclones have got to do is they've got to play well from the opening kickoff. And last week, of course, another good example of that, they got so far behind Tonganoxie in the first half. It was, the game was, for all intents and purposes, over, probably in the second period.
Yeah, and that has been a struggle that Ottawa High has had all year long is putting together a clean game. I mean, even in their win they struggled at the beginning and was able to put it together. But I think that is a key is they can't make any mistakes tonight.
Well, that's true. And, of course, this game being played at Panther Stadium as opposed to being at Steve Grogan Stadium, you're going to have even that much more against you. But the Cyclones have never given up. That's Rob Hedrick will certainly talk about that when we interview him here in a little bit. But, that's one thing the Cyclones have continued to do. They continue to play hard. But, this is a daunting task that they have here ahead of them tonight.
They certainly do, and really a lot of it also is going to come down to that defense of Paola. I joked earlier, on average, the Panther defense is giving up minimum wage. I mean, 7.25 points a game.
Yeah, I heard that actually, and then I heard that Ottawa's averaging offensively about 8.825. So if you average those numbers, the Cyclones will probably get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion tonight. But there's so many factors involved here. Probably one of the biggest factors is the quarterback for Paola, the junior Garrett Williams. He is outstanding, and he had a great game against Ottawa at Steve Grogan Stadium. He had 3 touchdown runs. He had 2 touchdown passes, and he intercepted a pass and returned it for a touchdown. And that's quite a night for anybody. And like I said, the young man is just a junior. He is going to be back next year for this team.
Well, and for people who may not be aware, because it used to be for Paola a lot of run, but now they do have a passing threat that Ottawa's going to have to keep an eye on.
Well, yeah, you have to at least be aware of it. Now, the Cyclones last week, they were expecting a lot more passing out of Tonganoxie, and I think Tonganoxie didn't want to tip its hand with playoffs coming up and everything. They kind of kept the ball on the ground. Of course, they were very successful in doing that. You won't see anything fancy out of Paola tonight. I mean, that's Mike Dumper pretty much plays it close to the vest under any circumstance. But certainly in the first round of a playoff, and of the playoffs when his team is scheduled to or is predicted to win pretty handily, you won't see anything special, I wouldn't think, tonight, unless you're trying to give somebody something to worry about for next week.
And when you take a look at this bracket, the winner tonight plays Baser, Linwood, or Piper. But in reality, it's Paola's in a pretty good position. The bracket sets up well for them.
Well, and you know what? It was kind of, I think, fortunate in some cases, respects, I should say, for the Panthers, that Lewisburg scored in that ball game, cut the lead down to 8. They pushed the Panthers down a line as far as the seeding's concerned, but they are so much better off where they're at in terms of getting to the sub-state game, or the semifinal game, if you will. Like you said, if they win tonight, they're going to play either Baser, Linwood, or Piper. They've already beaten Piper. And then after that, they would get most likely either Chanute or Lewisburg again. So, that's a lot easier road than having to, slog through a game against Pittsburgh, which is what Tonganoxie may well have to do after tonight if they win. And then, of course, Bishop Miege looming in the next round.
And that is a question that people continue to ask. And talking with some people today in Paola, a lot of them frustrated about that whole Bishop Miege thing. And you and I have talked off the air about how the state should work a lot of these private schools with either a multiplier or putting them in their own divisions or something. And Gary, just real quick, Gary, what is the latest on something like that? Do you see the state ever doing anything like that?
Well, it's kind of interesting that you mentioned that, because the folks over here at Paola, they have been at the forefront of trying to get something changed with not only with Miege, but with any of the private schools that are in similar situations. So every year, the High School Activity Association listens to these proposals. There are a number of schools, even the ones who are not private, who aren't really in favor of that. The private schools make an argument, and it has some merit, that if you're going to do that with the private schools, you need to do that with any school that's been very, very successful. Move up Silver Lake, or move up somebody like Derby, or, of course you can't move Derby up, they're already 6A, but, something along those lines. Teams that have been, over time, extremely successful, move those programs up as well.
And I can see that point, but the one thing that the private schools have is recruiting, and where basically they're turning high school football into college football, and I think that may be the point that a lot of these schools are making is that somehow they've got to take that recruitment process out of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to predict anything necessarily. I just think at some point they're probably going to do something. And my guess is they're going to do something. They'll either do the success move-ups like I was talking about, or they will do something along the lines of the enrollment multiplier, where you take the enrollment of the school and you multiply it times 1.5 to get the new classification. You have to remember, even though these programs have been extremely successful, a number of them, there aren't all that many of them. There's basically just I think there's 4 in 5A. That'd be Aquinas, St. James Academy, Bishop Carroll, and Cape and Mount Carmel. In 4A right now, the only one is Bishop Miege. And in Class 3A, you've only got a few. You've got a couple down at Wichita Collegiate, I think is 3A, and Trinity, and then also Hayden has moved down to Class 3A, and Bishop Ward, I guess, in Kansas City is Class 3A as well. So, it doesn't affect all that many schools, but it does have, it is something that like I said, the High School Activity Association is at least listening to what's going on, and of course they'll have to act in what's in the best interest of all of their members.
And we're going to join the KOFO's broadcast of the year here in about 10 minutes with the Rob Hedrick pregame show, and then he'll have kickoff at 7. Gary, thank you so much for joining us all year long with your time and talking about these matchups, and have a good broadcast here tonight.
Thank you, Bob. You have a good one tomorrow, Albert OU, too, as well.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, and we might talk a little bit about that, but first we will take a break. You're listening to Friday Night Lights here on 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO, and KOFO.com.
Attention all Marines, family, and friends of the Corps. Celebrate the 244th birthday of our United States Marine Corps by attending the Marine Corps Ball, Saturday, November 9th at the Sacred Heart Parish Center in Ottawa. Social hour at 5:30, colors at 6:30, dinner at 7. Call 785-418-3852 or visit Maria's Mexican Restaurant for more information. Happy birthday, Marines, and Semper Fi. This message brought to you by Maria's Mexican Restaurant.
And we're back. One more round, Cindy, and you win.
I'm ready.
Name a bank with at least 250 locations.
Arvest Bank.
Yes. Name a bank with longer hours and award-winning service.
Arvest.
Yes. They can give you a mortgage, credit card, or loan.
Arvest.
Has a free blue checking account you can open online.
Arvest.
And has an online switch kit.
Arvest Bank.
That is correct. You're a winner.
You can be a winner, too, when you open a free blue checking at Arvest Bank. Go to arvest.com/switch or visit a friendly nearby associate. Equal housing lender.
How would you like to see the most exciting team in football from the front row? KOFO and Furniture Love are sending you to Arrowhead for an experience you'll never forget. You and a friend in front row seats to watch a Chiefs game? Just stop by Furniture Loft in Osage City at 523 Market Street or Emporia at 2914 West US 50 to register once each time you're there. Only one win per person. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to win. The next ticket giveaway is for the Chiefs game December 1st versus the Raiders. We'll announce the winner November 27th during the Brad Howard Early Morning Show.
That's not the way Dad does it, and not the way Grandpa did it. Trying something new is always challenging. You can use Hitchpin, the app producers use to buy and sell hay and list and hire ag-related services. Use the KAN code for your service discount. Hitchpin wants to help farmers stay profitable by connecting them to products and services they need. You can buy and sell hay, hire out your services to other local farmers, earning extra revenue to make payments on equipment you have purchased, hire help for harvest or planting for less than it costs to own the equipment. Go to hitchpin.com today. Use the KAN code for your service discount. Have hay for sale or need to buy some? Are you still waiting for someone at the coffee shop to tell you who has hay for sale and then spending all day calling around to see if it's still available? There's an easier way. Hitchpin is a phone and web-based app with the mission of connecting farmers with the services and products they need, like harvesting, swathing, planting, and even products like hay. Use the KAN code for your service discount. Go to hitchpin.com today. Use the KAN code for for your service discount.
Today only at Kohl's. Shop Black Friday deals unlocked. Plus, take an extra 20% off. Save on family jammies, 50% off, plus an extra 20% off. Toys, $20 and under. Save on select kitchen electrics and $7.19 throws. Plus, get $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. Today only, Friday, November 1st at Kohl's. Select styles, 20% offer valid November 1st through 6th with promo code FALL20. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Sharing is superior caring. Dove cares for her and cares for him with a special offer for Dove Body Wash and Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. When you buy a Dove Body Wash for her, you get a Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash for him for free. Care for her, care for him. Look for a coupon in this week's Sunday paper and use it to save and share Dove Body Wash for her and him and to take care of everyone's skin.
Vicks Children's knows that kids ask a lot of questions, especially when they're sick.
Mom, what's red dye 33?
Artificial food coloring.
What's high fructose corn syrup?
Processed sugar.
Some are surprising.
Can I have alcohol?
Definitely not. Are you reading this somewhere?
My cough syrup label.
Vicks Children's remove these unnecessary additives to build a better children's cough medicine. So you can answer.
When will I feel better?
Soon.
Dump these additives and keep the relief with new Vicks Children's Cough and Congestion. Use as directed.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Kansas Army National Guard. Aired by the Kansas Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Back here on Friday Night Lights, we will get this one wrapped up here, and then in about 5 minutes, we'll send you to Paola and Gary Bateman as he'll have the call of the Panthers and Cyclones. Of course, we'll have the Rob Hedrick pregame show coming up at 6:40, and we'll hear from head coach Rob Hedrick on his thoughts about this week's contest with the Panthers. And of course, let's go through the games we'll keep an eye on for you tonight. When we mentioned Ottawa High and Paola, Baldwin at Tonganoxie, Atchison at Lewisburg. Those are the 4A matchups. The 3A matchups, Caney Valley and Prairie View, Santa Fe Trail and Holton. And, of course, Caney Valley on the road at Prairie View, Santa Fe Trail on the road to Holton. In 1A, it'll be Northern Heights at Linden. And, of course, we have the non-playoff football matchup between West Franklin and Erie going on tonight. So we will work on keeping you up to date on all of those games as updates are available. And you'll be able to see the final scores at KOFO.com on the scores page, as we'll put them up there as they become as games become final. And then you'll want to stick around for 10 o'clock tonight as Nick Gosnell will have the Kansas High School Scoreboard Show. We'll have wrap-ups throughout the state of Kansas as it is playoff football season. Everyone working towards that championship no matter what division they're in here in the state of Kansas. And, of course, we had those games last night. A lot of the local teams fell, unfortunately. Columbus defeated Anderson County 33-20. Humboldt rolled over Central Heights 70-8. Cherokee doubled up Osage City 12-6. Silver Lake went Silver Lake on Jayhawk Lynn 68-8. Waverly cruised to victory over Marmonton Valley 62-14, and Crest also had an easy time with Maridazine Valley 52-12. And then in the non-playoff game, Wellsville over Royal Valley 36-26. Remind everybody, tomorrow we will have Ottawa University Braves volleyball on the air at 11, pregame at about 10:50. Luke Queen will have that one. Once that's completed, we will join coverage of Ottawa University Braves football. Depending upon how much time's available, we still might have a little bit of the Fusion Alley Ottawa University Braves pregame show. Otherwise, we'll join the game in progress, and I'll have the call for you. And Casey Weeder will be by my side at Advent Health Field as St. Mary comes to town, and the Braves look to get themselves right after being close the last couple of weeks and just falling short Braves are looking forward to a game here this week where they might be able to put everything together and come away with a victory, which would be their first one since that Week 1 win over Southwestern. So that's a lot going on here. Playoff football, Ottawa University volleyball, and football, and we're happy to bring it to you. I want to say thanks to Gary Bateman for joining us here on Friday Night Lights, and also Luke Queen joining us all year long. I want to say thanks to Lars keeping us on the air as he's done a great job all season long. And I want to say thanks to everybody listening to the program. It's been another great year of high school football, and we appreciate you listening to us here on the Friday Night Light Show. That's going to wrap it up for us this week as we get ready for the Rob Hedrick pregame show, and then Gary Bateman also will have the kickoff coming up at 7. That's going to do it for us here this week on the Friday Night Light Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO and KOFO.com.
Stay tuned for the following special presentation from KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM. KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to this broadcast of Ottawa Cyclone football on 1220 and 103.7 FM and online at KOFO.com. Brought to you by Quality Structures Incorporated, Dingle & Son Mortuary, Sutton's Jewelry, Bank Midwest, Advent Health Ottawa, and by Ottawa University, Kramer Pharmacy, Ottawa Recreation Commission, and Lamb Roberts Funeral Home. Our Cyclone game sponsors also include Cosentino's Price Chopper, Kansas State Bank, Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, CarStar, Arvest Bank, the Ottawa Herald, and the City of Ottawa, Dials Construction, State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King, and Fusion Alley with Primetime Grill coming soon. Now let's head to the field and join KOFO's Gary Bateman for Ottawa Cyclone football.
And good evening, everyone. From Panther Stadium in Paola, it's time for week number 9 of high school Class 4A action as we get into seeding, and the number 15 seed Ottawa Cyclones take on the homestanding number 2 seed Paola Panthers for a chance to move on in the Class 4A bracket. This is one of 8 games being played on the east side of the bracket, 8 more being played on the west side of the 4A bracket. And Bob, as Bob Johnson said just a few moments ago, be sure to stay tuned tonight after the ball game for the high school football scoreboard show with your host, Nick Gosnell. He'll get you up to date on scores and reports from all around the state of Kansas. Of course, a number of teams played last night, several playoff games, several games that were not part of playoff action, and we'll have scores for some of those games for you around the area throughout the evening. But first, we're going to have an interview with Ottawa High School head football coach Rob Hedrick. That comes your way after this timeout. You're listening to Cyclone Football, Cyclone Pregame on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
It's late at night. You've been visiting family and you're on your way home. You didn't see the deer in front of you until it was too late. Everyone is safe. Your vehicle did its job and protected you. Now you get to find out if your auto insurance does the same. It will, because you have State Farm Auto Insurance through local agent Keith King in Ottawa.
I'm State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King. Let's work together to be sure your vehicle has the coverage you need. Call and schedule an appointment today at 242-9435. Stop by my office at 111 South Main in Ottawa or visit online at keithking.net.
I think what we do best is we give them the dignity back by helping them see that there are so many other people out there with that very same story. When we can get that hope, then you can do marvelous things.
In the 50 years of Valley Hope's operation, they have helped change the lives of over 300,000 people in need. Are you or someone you know suffering from addiction? Visit valleyhope.org. Sponsored by Valley Hope Association and this station.
And welcome now to the Rob Hedrick Show ahead of Cyclone football against the Paola Panthers here this evening. Last week, Ottawa traveled to Tonganoxie. First time I think the Cyclones had maybe ever played there, and they came away against a Tonganoxie team that's really, really good and lost 62-7. And Coach, we've seen a lot of good teams this year. I think this one may be topping everybody else, possibly.
Honestly, I'm anxious to see these guys at Tonga in the playoffs. We talked about Paola as up to this point. Paola had been the best team we'd seen, but Tongi has, just as good an O&D line as Paola, but they can throw the ball really well. So that's it was a long night for us and the boys, but my goodness, that's hats off to Tongi. They're a heck of a football team with some spectacular football players. So yeah, it was a long night, but hats off to Tongi. They're a really good football team.
We talked off mic here before we got started about how good their lines were, and it really was evident. I mean, they were just really the Cyclones couldn't get to anybody before 5, 6, 7 yards down the field.
No, we couldn't, and it was a frustrating night for everybody. But they dominated us at every position, and we were struggling to run the ball to even get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. That's why we're trying to throw the ball so much, because I just felt like we couldn't really run the ball. They're just an excellent football team, and I'm Paola is a super team, and I'm glad we're not going back to Tongi, to be honest with you.
Cooper Cunningham, their senior running back, had an outstanding game. Of course, they fed him quite a bit too.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
But not only did he have the rushing touchdowns, but he also intercepted a pass and took it back to the house as well.
Yep. Just he had a big night. We were talking. We had our all-league meeting this week, and listening to Coach talk about some of their other kids on the Tongi team, their physical attributes. They have some very, very good athletes on that team this year. So glad to see a lot of those kids moving on after graduation.
One thing, of course, and we've talked about this throughout the season, despite the fact the Cyclones got way down, they didn't give up. Second team came in for Tonganoxie. Ottawa moved the football down the field.
Yep.
Did a pretty good job of holding him in the second half, too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And hats off to our boys that they never stopped. They practiced hard every single day. They played every snap, every quarter hard, intense. Very proud of them. And that's a like I say, a tip of the hat to their character and who they are and how they play the game.
The inability to run the football did force you to go to the air quite a bit, but you had a little bit of success, especially in that second half.
Yeah, absolutely. We had Caleb had some nice hookups, kind of spread the ball around a little bit. Lane Hughes had a nice catch, sophomore, very excited about his future. Jose and Dadrian all had some nice catches. So, there's always positives. The boys play. Like I said, they play hard, and there's always something good to watch on film on Saturday morning. So they did some good things.
We'll take a break right here, come back and talk about tonight's opponent, the Paola Panthers. You're listening to the Rob Hedrick Show, part of Cyclone Pregame on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
How would you like to work at the most exciting new restaurant and destination location in Ottawa? Open interviews for all restaurant positions are now taking place for the Primetime Grill at Fusion Alley. Visit the Pro Shop at 2204 South Princeton Circle Drive, Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 4:30, Sunday 2:30 to 5:30. After hours, you can interview at the Comfort Inn, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7 or Saturday 11 to 5. See the Fusion Alley Facebook page for more information. Be a part of the fun and the newest location to dine in by applying at Primetime Grill at Fusion Alley, opening in December, where you'll always find good, clean fun.
How would you like to see the most exciting team in football from the front row? KOFO and Furniture Love are sending you to Arrowhead for an experience you'll never forget. You and a friend in front row seats to watch a Chiefs game? Just stop by Furniture Loft in Osage City at 523 Market Street or Emporia at 2914 West US 50 to register once each time you're there. Only one win per person. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to win. The next ticket giveaway is for the Chiefs game December 1st versus the Raiders. We'll announce the winner November 27th during the Brad Howard Early Morning Show.
And back here on the Rob Hedrick Show ahead of Cyclone football in Week 9 against the Paola Panthers, team that Ottawa faced back in, Week 3, I guess it was now.
Week 3, yep.
Yeah, and Paola came over here and thumped the Cyclones. I think it was 56-3 was the final. But Ottawa's one of the few teams that's actually scored on Paola this year, so that's a positive out of that.
It was a positive, and going back and rewatching the film, we did some nice things. We moved the ball a little bit, never consistently though. Couldn't get those long drives together against Paola, but no one has this year. Lewisburg played Paola tough last week, but after watching the game film, it was Paola controlled the game from the opening kickoff. They just didn't score. So they're top to bottom, they're a good team. They got great team speed, very physical, very solid team. So it's going to be another tough night, or it could be another tough night. We talked to the boys. We're in the tournament now, and this is a 15 seed playing a 2 seed. It's a long shot, but you never know. We had a very cold week of practice, but a very good week of practice. We put in some trick plays and just something that we thought, something to try to, create a spark or jumpstart us. Just hit them with a big play and just hope, just hope that it starts a fire and then we get that ball rolling and maybe we can pull off the miracle upset tonight.
On defense, they're very aggressive. Can you use that aggressiveness against them in some way?
You would think, but what they do is their secondary does such a good job of keeping everything in front of them, because they have confidence. They know that their front seven are going to control the line of scrimmage, and their secondary keeps everything in front of them. This is a really nice job. So we are, with our trick plays, we're hoping that we can suck up those safeties and those D-backs and maybe get behind them. But other than that, we're going to have to try to just kind of inch our way down the field, taking those 3, 4, 5 yard gains and hopefully getting down in the red zone and then getting across the goal line.
Now, offensively, in the previous game, Garrett Williams hurt the Cyclones both with his arm and with his legs.
Yeah, he's a good football player, and I know that I believe I've heard correctly. They're going to be a little banged up tonight, or they might be. They had a couple sprained ankles and so forth last week, so we might not see everybody tonight. But either way, I think that their O&D lines are playing, so that's a tough matchup for some of our kids because they're, again, a very good football team across the front. So we'll see. It was a good week of practice, and like I said to the coaches and we always talk, we just need something good to happen early, and I think it would help our kids' mentality so much, have that little spark, that little flame. So hopefully we can pop something big early and have something good happen and kind of springboard us into a positive game.
Yeah, but Panther Stadium is a tough place to play.
It is, and they're a very confident team, as well they should be, and they'll have those wonderful noise makers out and those air horns or whatever those are. But it's a tough place to play against one of the best Paola teams I've seen in my time here at Ottawa. So it is what it is. We're up against a tough challenge, but we're not going to back down from it, and we're going to throw everything we have at them.
It occurred to me on the way over here to talk to you that the Cyclones have faced the number 1 seed, number 2 seed twice, and the number 3 seed on the eastern side of the bracket this season. That's a tough schedule, Coach.
It really is. When you're looking at that, and you just realize how good the Frontier League is. And then when Chanute's got a really good team this year too. So it is, and we had our all league meeting this week, and listening, we talked about this, about how good our league is when you hear about the coaches talk about their kids. It's a very senior-laden league this year, and I think that has something to do with some of these teams being so good this year. They have a lot of seniors, which is a very bright spot to us because we're bringing almost everyone back. All our kids have got a lot of good Friday night experience this year, all our underclassmen. Went down, met with the 8th graders this week. I have 29 kids that have committed to playing football as freshmen next year. So I'm excited about the future. I'm very proud of our senior class this year. They have done it, the kids, the seniors that are playing, I'm very proud of them for what they've stuck with us. They've done a tremendous job in the summer and keeping their heads up during this very trying season. They've been good leaders. I'm very proud of those boys. I'm going to miss them.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight. We hope to speak with you again next week.
Thank you. That'd be nice. Yep. I'd love that.
And we'll be back with more here on Cyclone Pregame. After this timeout, you're listening to Ottawa High Football on KOFO.
It's inevitable. When the weather gets cold, bears hibernate, your car battery dies, and construction crews like to work inside. Dials Construction is no exception. Jason and his crew like to work indoors, out of the elements, in the cold winter months that'll be here soon. If you have indoor work you need done, maybe that bathroom addition you've always wanted, a new kitchen, or it's time to renovate that attic into your space. Now's the time to dial Dials 418-8211. Won't you do your part to help keep a construction crew warm this winter? Dial Dials 418-8211. Cyclone fans, stand up and cheer. Ottawa debit cards are here. Show your Cyclone school spirit with an exclusive Ottawa High School debit card, available only at Arvest Bank. Get yours today by opening a new checking account or upgrading your existing Arvest debit card. Even better, each card supports the Booster Club. Arvest encourages you to support local students and their after-school activities. Stop by their location on 3rd Street in Ottawa to get your Cyclones debit card today. Arvest Bank, member FDIC. Fees may apply.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
And back here at Panther Stadium as we get set for tonight's action between the Cyclones and the Paola Panthers. Let's do some scores for you. First of all, games from last night. In Class 2A playoff action, the Humboldt Cubs beat Central Heights 70-8 to move on. Osage City dropped a heartbreaker to Southeast of Cherokee 12-6 in 2 overtimes. Anderson County stayed right with the Columbus Titans for quite some time before following to Columbus 33-20 in Class 3A. Also last night, it was Waverly beating Marmonton Valley 62-14. Crest upended Marizine Valley 52-12. And a couple of games that were not playoff games in Class 3A. The Osawatomie Trojans picked up their second win of the season as they beat Baxter Springs 26-14. And Wellsville closed out their season on a winning note, beating Royal Valley by the score of 36-26. Games tonight, in Class 1A, Linden hosts Northern Heights. In Class 3A, it's Santa Fe Trail on the road tonight at Holton. Prairie View hosts Caney Valley. And in Class 4A, Tonganoxie Chieftains, the number 1 team in Class 4A, seating-wise on the eastern side of the bracket. They are at home tonight to take on the Baldwin Bulldogs. The winner of that ball game will get the winner of Pittsburgh and Spring Hill being played tonight at Pittsburgh. Both those teams coming in with 4-4 records. That's the 8 versus 9 seed. It's the Eudora Cardinals traveling to Bonner Springs. Braves playing very good football right now at 6-2. Eudora is at 3-5, and that could be a good ball game. We'll keep an eye on that one for you here this evening. That is the 5 versus 12 matchup. Also tonight, Basehor Linwood is at home to take on the Piper Pirates, and that should be a good ball game. The winner of that one will play the winner of our ball game tonight, and also the Lewisburg Wildcats, after dropping that tight ball game with Paola last week, they're back home to take on Atchison. Lewisburg's the 6th seed in Class 4A on the eastern side of the bracket, while Atchison at 3-5 is number 11. And one other game, not involving playoff implications, that is West Franklin tonight on the road down to take on the Erie Red Devils. We'll have all the scores and reports from around the state of Kansas on the High School Football Scoreboard Show coming your way tonight at 10 o'clock with Nick Gosnell. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon is Ottawa University football. The Braves are home once again, and the opponent will be the University of St. Mary Spires. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff from Advent Health Field, and Bob Johnson will be on the air with pregame getting underway at noon tomorrow right here on 1220 and 103.7 FM. And, of course, don't forget the Kent Kessinger Show each Tuesday evening following the 7 o'clock news on KOFO as Bob talks to Coach Kessinger, some of the other coaches and players on the Braves team. That comes your way from pizza time in downtown Ottawa. The Kent Kessinger Show on Tuesday night right here on KOFO. We're still a couple minutes away from kickoff here. Once again, the winner of this ball game will play the winner of Basehor, Linwood, and Piper. Of course, those two teams very close to each other up in the Kansas City, Kansas area and the eastern part of Leavenworth County, and they don't like each other very well. That should be a good ball game, and we'll keep a close eye on that score. We do have a women's basketball score to pass along to you. This has just been updated here recently. At the end of 3 quarters, Ottawa University trails Benedictine by the score of 49-46 as the Lady Braves go for a win in their opener. That is being played up in Leavenworth at the University of St. Mary. Men's basketball team off to a good start. They beat Baker the other night. They're now 3-0 on the year. They are off this weekend. But there's lots of other things going on in terms of sports action at OU, and we'll tell you about that at half. I do want to pass along that the volleyball tournaments in classes 1A all the way up through 6A got underway today. We do know that Spring Hill did not make the semifinals. They were 1 and 2 in their pool. We don't know final information on Lewisburg and Eudora. We know both of those schools lost at least one of their match. Of course, that pool play is 3 matches, and the top 2 move on to the semifinal round. We'll try to get you that information as we get it here this evening. Tomorrow, it's cross-country throughout the state in Class 4A. On the girls' side, Eudora, Baldwin, Lewisburg, and Paola's teams have all qualified for the meet. In Class 4A boys, Eudora is going to be out there. I believe that is at Wamego. It usually is. In Class 3A, the West Franklin and Anderson County girls, the Anderson County, Osage City, and West Franklin boys are all involved in that meet. In Class 2A, Central Heights girls and boys participating. Of course, the boys will try to repeat as state champions, and we'll get all the information on that, those meets for you on our KOFO news broadcast throughout the weekend and, of course, on Monday morning. And Lewisburg and Eudora have both advanced in Class 4 through 1A soccer. In the quarterfinal setup, it'll be Lewisburg versus Miege, and Eudora faces Heritage Christian out of Olathe. Those games will be played, I believe, on Wednesday the 5th of, that'd actually be Tuesday the 5th of November. Captain's meeting at the 50-yard line as we get set for action. Panthers have won the toss. They'll defer to the second half. So the Cyclones will take the ball to start the ball game, and they'll move right to left as we see it here. Again, Paola won the first game between these two teams 56-3. They led 48-0 at halftime. They took advantage of 3 Cyclone turnovers and moved the ball extremely well throughout the night, and they are a tough program both offensively and defensively. Team's getting final words from the coaching staff. Paola out on the field, and we will take a look here. Paola, I think, generally will have the Cyclones are going to send back deep here to start the ball game. Jose Richards and Dadrian Aho. Teeing things up for Paola will be Fletcher Audi. Pretty good contingent of Cyclone fans across the way here tonight. Those of you who couldn't make it, we're glad you're joining us on radio, and we're ready for action. End over end kick that we fielded at the 17-yard line by Aho, looking for an opening, gets it across the 30, pushes his way forward all the way out to about the 36, maybe the 37-yard line. So a nice return on the kickoff return by Aho, and the Cyclones will start 1st and 10 at their own 36. Cyclone quarterback is Caleb Kessinger. Running back will be Aaron Clevenger. Cyclones will side up in a wing T formation. One receiver split to this side of the field. Aho in motion. Handoff up the middle goes to Clevenger, and Clevenger fights his way forward for a yard, maybe a couple. Out to the 37-yard line for a gain of 1. Second down 9 for the Cyclones. This time, twin receivers to each side of the field. Kessinger will work out of the pistol. And a handoff goes to Clevenger, hit behind the line of scrimmage and dragged down back at the 34. And that'll be Clayton Ebeck. I'm sorry, Clay Essex. Loss on the play of 3. It'll be third down and 11. Ottawa will send Seth Cubbitson and Colin Creech wide to the right. Aho and Richards wide left. Blitz coming from the outside. Kessinger will throw out in the flat and overthrows Creech, and it'll be fourth down. Reese Fogel comes in to punt. Panthers will send back deep Garrett Williams, standing at about his own 30-yard line. So Ottawa goes 3 and out on their opening possession. Bit of a lazy snap, and then Fogel drops the football, and Paola recovers it at the 20-yard line. That was not a good snap. It went high in the air. Fogel then, trying to make sure he could get a kickoff, bobbled it, and the Panthers recover at the 20-yard line, and they have great field position for their opening drive of the first period with 10:24 to play in the first. Split backfield. Williams under center. He'll pitch it back to the left halfback, and yardage inside the 10 to about the 9 goes Evan Phillips. And that will be enough for a first down, I believe. And it'll be first and goal right at the 10-yard line. Single receiver split to the far side of the field. This time the backs will be in the I formation. Ade is in front of Phillips. Once again, Phillips gets the handoff, fights his way inside the 5 and wrapped up at around the 4 by Aho. It'll be a gain of, let's call it 6, and second down and goal at the 4. Williams looks over to the sideline for the play call. Again, it's Phillips, runs into a host of Cyclones and bounces it to the outside. Flag is thrown, and Phillips run out of bounds at about the 3, but it could have been a face mask call against the Cyclones. And it's a personal foul face mask against Paola. So what happened there was that Phillips went to stiff arm and grabbed the face mask of a Cyclone defender. So that'll be a 15-yard mark off. Push it all the way back to the 22-yard line. It's marked off from the spot of the foul. And so now second down and goal back at the 22. Single man in the backfield at this time. Single coverage on the man to the outside. Williams is going to throw a slant pattern, overthrows his intended receiver. Pass was intended for Bo Robinson. It'll be third down and goal. I formation this time. Again, single coverage out there on that man on the outside. No help for Colin Creech. Handoff goes to Phillips, trying to get to the outside. Cuts it against the grain. Now heads for the end zone. He's going to be dragged down at the 1. Phillips with a great second and third effort. Got it all the way down to the 1. It'll be 4th and goal. Phillips will line up this time as a receiver to the left. So it's just Williams and Ade. Play clock down to 10. Williams under center. Ade off the right side. He's in. Touchdown, Paola. So the Cyclones had Paola back at the 22, but couldn't hang on. And the Panthers get on the board first. Extra point attempt upcoming. Ball's down, the kick is up, and the kick is no good, wide to the left. Timeout on the field with 8:44 to play in the first period. The score, Paola 6, Ottawa nothing. And we'll have the kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to Cyclone Football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
The Ottawa Recreation Commission is your place for activities and other programs designed to keep the members of our community active and healthy. Visit us at the GOT building or online at orcottawaks.org to see recreation options for all ages. Ottawa Recreation Commission, bring recreation to life.
This is Chase Dingle of Dingle & Son Mortuary. I learned very young being in the funeral business wasn't just a job, it was a way of life. Never dull, sometimes stressful, but always fulfilling. I wanted to be a part of that and carry on the family tradition.
Dingle & Son Mortuary, 785-242-2323.
Do you know what Napa know-how means? Their staff is knowledgeable and friendly, serving you in Ottawa, Baldwin City, Osage City, and Gardner.
Short field for Paola, and they make it work as they converted after being at a 3rd and goal at the 22. Ade on a 1-yard run off the right guard. Back deep for the Cyclones will be Richards and Aho. Tonganoxie leads Baldwin 7-0. There's the kick, end over end kick that's going to bounce and roll into the end zone, touchback. Also, Holton leads Santa Fe Trail 7-0. Ottawa will have it at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. Morris is lined up left of Kessinger, who will take it himself. Tried to bounce it to the outside. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. No hole there off the left guard, and Kessinger managed to squeeze in to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down 10. Twin receivers to the right, single man to the left. Paola is showing blitz from the blind side here. Handoff will go to Clevenger. Clevenger fights it out to about the 21, maybe the 22. Short gain on the play. And Ottawa faces a 3rd down and a long 8. 6-0 Paola. 7:45 to play in the first period. Late player coming out of the lineup for Ottawa. And the Cyclones now with 3 seconds on the play clock have to bring in somebody else. And did they burn a timeout? Or did they allow the substitution? They did allow the substitution, so no penalty, no timeout right there. 3rd down 9. Man comes in motion left, that's Creech. Kessinger to throw, out in the flat, has Aho, but it's off his hands and nearly intercepted. Aho tried to hit upfield prior to catching the football, and there's a late flag then thrown as well. unsportsmanlike conduct against Paola. That'll give Ottawa a first down. Baser leads Piper 2-0 as the Bobcats picked up a safety. So second major penalty of the night against Paola, and Ottawa has it at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Morris behind Kessinger, flag thrown. Sideline violation against Paola. No penalty right there, but you've got to make sure that you're not on the field. You got people back behind that initial stripe there. Handoff goes to Clevenger, and he's hit before he gets back to the line of scrimmage and dropped right there. Second down and 10, they'll spot him right at the 35. .6:30 to play here in the first period. Paola on top 6-0. Second down and 10. Pitch goes to Clevenger, looking for a block. Nice open field tackle, though, and not much of a gain, if anything. Tackle out there by Isaac Myers, and Clevenger ends up with only about a half a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Baser Linwood has scored again. They lead Piper 9-0. Third down 9. Paola showing blitz, 4-man front, blitzing up the middle. Kessinger will throw out the flat, and Peyton Lee had to go right through his arms. So 4th down. And Fogel will come in once again to punt. Williams is back deep. Another lazy snap. The rush is on. The kick is nearly blocked, but not blocked. There's a penalty flag down, and that'll be a roughing the kicker call against the Panthers. The punt went nowhere. In fact, it was downed by Eric Dunaway at the line of scrimmage, but Ottawa's going to get the football right back. And they're in Paola territory for the first time tonight, despite having maybe a yard or two of positive offensive output. But Panthers being hurt by penalties here, and Ottawa has it at the 49, 1st and 10. And a late Cyclone coming in now. Play clock's down to 13. Ottawa has not broken the huddle yet. Five on the play clock. They'll get the play off. Pitch back goes to Clevenger. Clevenger is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. There's a flag down, and Ottawa's going to be called for a holding penalty. So Cyclones penalized here, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Tonganoxie has scored again. They lead Baldwin 14-0. So 1st down now and 21 back at the Ottawa 40. Empty backfield. Quarterback draw. Kessinger grabbed behind the line. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that was it. And a good tackle made right there by Demarius Bassett. They'll say it's a loss of 1, so second down now and 22. Twin receivers right and left. Kessinger, straight drop, throws on the slant pattern, threw it behind his intended receiver, who was Peyton Lee, I believe. Can't see the number. Might have been Cale Lane. No, it was not Lane. We know that. Nonetheless, third down long for Ottawa. Stops the clock with 4:09 to play in the first. Paola leads 6-0. Again, empty backfield for the Cyclones. And Kessinger to throw across the middle, and the pass is incomplete. He was looking for Aho, who had an opening, but looked like that ball might have been tipped by a defender. So another fourth down situation. Fourth down for Ottawa has been an adventure here so far, with a fumbled snap and a roughing the kicker call. Terrible snap once again, but no rush this time. Vogel's kick, short one, bounces, take a cyclone roll, and it'll be down at the Paola 41. So that's a kick of just 20 yards with no return, and Paola has pretty good field position at their own 39. Piper has scored. They trail Basehor Linwood 9-6. About 7 minutes to go in the first period at Basehor Linwood. Bonners jumped out on top of Eudora 7-0. First and 10 Panthers, reverse. And turning the corner, breaking into the secondary is Phillips, and he's down to the Ottawa 39 before he's brought down. Flag down, though, in the Paola backfield. This one may be coming back. Holding against the Panthers. So that pushes it all the way back to the Paola 30, and will make it first and 21. Robinson is split to the far side of the field as a receiver. Hand off to Audi. Audi gets it out to around the 35. That'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be second down now and 16. Clock running, 3:10 to play here in the first quarter. Paola on top 6-0 with the football. This time single back behind Williams. He has 2 receivers right, 1 left. And nobody out on this receiver on this side. Now finally Morris comes over. Williams will roll right. He'll throw the deep ball. He's got a man open. It's Phillips. He catches it and then drops it at the 30-yard line. That ball was right in the breadbasket, and Phillips just had to go right through. That should have been 6. Cyclones got a break. Chanute and Fort Scott tied up 0-0 at the end of one quarter. That game being played down at Chanute. Third down long for the Panthers. Play clock down to 4. And I'm not sure they're going to get the play off. They'll call a timeout. Timeout comes with 2:48 to play in the first quarter. Paola 6, Ottawa nothing, and we'll return in 30 seconds. You're listening to Cyclone Football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
I came here to run cross country, and it ended up being way different than I thought it was going to be. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of to be on the team. Everyone is so completely different. There are people you never thought you'd be friends with, nothing like your outside friends, but somehow you all click to be the same and have the same interests, but yet completely different. Everyone's always there for you. It's not just about running. Friendships and families like they're your siblings when you're away from home. That's what it means to be a part of the Braves cross country and track team, to be a family.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Paola with a 3rd down and 16 as they had to burn a timeout there. Up at Holton, Santa Fe Trail has scored to make it a 7-6 ball game as the Chargers missed their extra point. Williams again to throw. Again throws a deep ball. He's got a man open. This time the catch is made. Stiff arm down the sidelines and finally dragged down inside the 5 is Jeremy Sloan. First and goal at the Cyclone 4-yard line. I may give you the wrong person there. It was Evan Puser on that catch. Handoff Phillips off the left side and stopped before the goal line. Lost the football. And they will say Paola's got it, or there was no fumble. It was already down. 2nd and goal inside the 1. Williams under center. Hands it off to Adi once again, and Adi is in. Touchdown for the Panthers. Panthers will go for 2 here. Power I formation. Rolling out is Williams. He's got a man wide open in the end zone, and the catch is made by Puser for the 2-point conversion. Timeout on the field with 1:48 to play in the first quarter. Paola 14, Ottawa nothing, and we'll be back after this 30-second break. And you're listening to Cyclone Football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
If you have frequent heartburn, take control of it with Prilosec OTC. Instead of stashing antacids everywhere, like in your junk drawer, buried under old batteries and hotel pens, or in your purse, hiding in the one pocket you won't check. You even have antacids on your nightstand, which are very hard to see in the dark. It's time you stopped stashing antacids and started taking Prilosec OTC. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn.
It's possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days, not for immediate relief.
Is it bath time for your vehicle? Use Armor All, Turtle Wax, and Eagle One products at Napa Auto Parts in Ottawa, Baldwin City, Osage City, or Gardner.
Paola goes 61 yards for the score. Big play was the long pass from Williams to Puser. Audi with the 1-yard touchdown run, 2-point conversion pass from Williams to Puser. This time the kick will be fielded by Aho. Looks for an opening. He's across the 25 out to about the 26 before he's brought down. The Cyclones, who have not moved the football well, they've been helped out by Paola penalties. They'll spot this ball at the 27, 1st and 10. High school football scoreboard show comes your way tonight at 10 o'clock. Another touchdown by Baser Linwood. The Bobcats lead the Piper Pirates 16-6, still in the first period. 1st and 10, Ottawa. Handoff goes to Aaron Clevenger, and Clevenger fights his way forward for about a yard. Now, actually, they're going to say he's down at the 27, so no gain on the play. Ottawa University Lady Braves lost a tough one tonight to Benedictine, 67-66 the final, as the women's basketball season underway. Into the first quarter, Caney Valley leading Prairie View 7-6. Handoff goes to Aho, looking to turn the corner, cuts it inside, did not get back to the line of scrimmage, lost a yard, it appears. The Cyclones will face a 3rd down and 10. Lewisburg is leading Atchison 7-0 at the end of one quarter down the road at Wildcat Stadium. 3rd and 10. Kessinger looks to throw, pump fakes, throws out the flat, pass overthrown. He's looking for Covison. The defender cut in front, and now a late flag thrown. This one appears to go against Ottawa. Paola defenders are clapping. Probably an unsportsmanlike. This one against Ottawa. Since it's a dead ball foul, it'll still be 4th down, and it'll just be half the distance marked off against Ottawa. And the Cyclones now they have to kick from around their own goal line. Vogel standing right at the goal line. And now the Cyclones have to get people in late once again, and they're going to have to use a timeout. Timeout with 19 seconds to play in the first period. Paola 14, Ottawa nothing, and we're back in 30 seconds. This is Cyclone Football on KOFO.
It's inevitable. When the weather gets cold, bears hibernate, your car battery dies, and construction crews like to work inside. Dials Construction is no exception. Jason and his crew like to work indoors, out of the elements, in the cold winter months that'll be here soon. If you have indoor work you need done, maybe that bathroom addition you've always wanted, a new kitchen, or it's time to renovate that attic into your space. Now's the time to dial Dials, 418-8211. Won't you do your part to help keep a construction crew warm this winter? Dial Dials, 418-8211.
Fourth down long for the Cyclones. Here's the rush again. Fogel gets the kickoff, went right straight in the air, takes a Paola bounce. It's going to be down to the 21, and that's going to be a 7-yard punt. And the Panthers, with 9 seconds to go in the period, have outstanding field position. Santa Fe Trail leading Holton 12-7. That game in the second period. And Bonner Springs blocked a field goal attempt by Eudora, returned it for a touchdown. The Braves lead the Cardinals 14-0. First and 10 Paola. This time they'll work out of the shotgun. And this time keeping it is Williams. He'll cut it against the grain. Peyton Lee grabs him and wraps him up after a gain of a couple to the 19. And that will be the end of the first period. At the end of one here at Panther Stadium, Paola leads Ottawa 14-0. And we'll be back after a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Cyclone Football on KOFO.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 6644 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 6644. Enjoy!
14-0 Paola. They come up with a 2nd down and 8. Holton has scored to retake the lead on Santa Fe Trail, 14-12. Wildcats over the Chargers. Pitchback goes to Phillips with a burst of speed. He's inside the 10. And he gets all the way down to the 2 before he's brought down. So Evan Phillips with a nice run, and Paola has a 1st and goal at the Cyclone 3. Another touchdown for Baser Linwood. Bobcats 23-6, better than the Piper Pirates. And Evan Phillips gets the carry up the middle, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Paola. This time they'll try the extra point kick. And the kick is up, and the kick is good by Fletcher Ade. Score with 11:40 to play in the first half is now Paola 21, Ottawa nothing, and the kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to Cyclone Football on KOFO.
No matter the brand, Adamson Brothers can prepare your home comfort system for the cold Kansas winter ahead. Call them today, 785-242-9273. Adamson Brothers, maintaining your comfort for over 30 years.
Whether you're in the game or working around the house, injuries happen, but not all of them warrant a trip to the ER. For sprains, minor cuts, and less serious ailments, Advent Health Ottawa's Express Care Clinic can help. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Advent Health Ottawa, helping you feel whole. Visit adventhealthottawa.com. Napa Auto Parts is building the largest selection of parts and accessories in the area at 104 South Cedar in Ottawa.
Short field for Paola once again, this time a 21-yard drive after the short Cyclone punt. 21-0 after the 3-yard touchdown run by Evan Phillips and the extra point attempt by Fletcher Ade. Cyclones will send Richards and Aho back deep. High end over end kick will be fielded by Aho at the 20. That's Richards this time. And Jose gets it across the 30 out to about the 32, it appears. And Ottawa will have the football 1st and 10, still looking to get their offense going. West Franklin leads Erie in the second period, 8-0. Empty backfield, 3 receivers right, 2 left. 4-man front for the Panthers. Kessler will throw out the flat to Aho. It's a double pass, and Covison is wide open. He'll make the catch. He's down the sidelines to the 20 and wrestled out of bounds inside the 15. So that first pass to Aho was a lateral, and then Aho finds Covison wide open down the right sideline, and the Cyclones will have it inside the red zone at the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. course, Aho is the backup quarterback, and he's got a good arm. And Covison just went on a fly route, and that play, big one for the Cyclones, 1st and 10 Ottawa at the 13-yard line. And whistles flagged down before the play got underway. False start on Ottawa. That'll push Ottawa back to the 18. Another Bonner Springs score. The Braves lead now 21-0 against the Eudora Cardinals. 1st and 10. Kessinger looks to throw, rolls away from pressure, now finds a man open, but then cutting in at the very last minute was Garrett Williams. He almost intercepted it. The pass was intended for Aaron Clevenger. Looks like all in all the Cyclones were lucky right there because Williams had nothing but green in front of him. Second down, 15. 10:46 to play in the first half. Paola leads 21-0. Under heavy pressure, Kessler throws it up for grabs, and it's almost picked off. He was looking for Colin Creech, but just basically threw it up for grabs, and Puser almost intercepted it. Paola came on an all-out blitz, and Kessinger had 5 guys right on top of him almost immediately. So third down, 15. Again, Kessinger to throw, steps up, looks for somebody, now will decide to run it. He's going to run it out of bounds at around the 13-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 10. Let's see if the field goal unit comes on, and it does. So Cyclones are going to attempt a field goal. Line of scrimmage is the 14. This will be a 30-yard attempt for Reese Fogel. Seth Covison is the holder. This kicked from the right hash mark. Good snap. Fogel's kick is up, and the kick is good. There's timeout on the field with 10:25 to play in the first half. And the score now, Paola 21 and Ottawa 3. We're back with the kickoff in 30 seconds, and you're listening to Ottawa High School football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Protect you and your family from the flu. Hi, this is Laura Hibberts, pharmacist at Kramer Pharmacy in downtown Ottawa. Did you know you can get your flu shot at Kramer Pharmacy at 134 South Main? The flu can be life-threatening to some young people or elderly. It's best to get the flu shot as soon as you can so you're protected going into flu season. Covered by Medicare and most insurance. Get your flu shot today at Kramer Pharmacy, downtown Ottawa, with convenient parking on Main Street or out back at Legacy Square. Call 242-2055 or visit kramerrx.com.
Ottawa moves the ball down the field. Big play was the halfback pass from Adrian Aho to Seth Covison to set the Ottawa Cyclone offense up in the red zone. Then eventually Reese Fogel with a 30-yard field goal. He had one the last time these two teams played. That one was 32 yards, and it's now 21-3. Interesting ball game up at Baser-Linwood. They're not even out of the first quarter yet. The score is Baser-Linwood 23, Piper 12. So not a whole lot of defense being played up there tonight, although the first score of the night was a safety for the Bobcats. Chanute has jumped out on top of Fort Scott, 7-0 at Chanute. Don't forget the high school football scoreboard show tonight at 10 o'clock here on KOFO. Vogel sees it off. Line drive kick, fielded at the 11. Across the 20, looking to get the outside, it does, got a block to the 40, 45. Vogel will wrestle him down at about the 42 of Ottawa. Who was that? That was Caden Shea on the kickoff return. And it was a good one. And Paola has it again in Ottawa territory at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Panthers send one receiver left, one right. One man behind Williams, who's under center. Keeping is Williams, finds an opening, 35. Williams down to the 30 and picks up a first down. Cyclone tackle made by Colin Creech, who comes up lame and will limp off to the sidelines. Ottawa trying to get a player on the field here late with Creech coming off. Again, Williams on the carry, breaks it to the outside, 25, inside the 20 and out of bounds. They'll spot him at the 18. That's enough for another Panther first down. Tonganoxie's leading Baldwin 35-0 tonight. This time the handoff goes to the deep back, and I think that's Phillips. We'll check. Yeah, Evan Phillips on the carry. He gets it inside the 10, down to about the 9. He's going to be short of the first down by a yard. Second down, 1. Again, Williams looking over to the sideline for the play call. I formation in the backfield. Williams is going to throw. Fade Panthers. The only man's wide open. Touchdown, Panthers. That is Bo Robinson. And that'll make it 27-0. Excuse me. Aude will try the extra point. Aude's a straight-on kicker. He is not a soccer style. And it's a botched play. And now looking into the end zone, and there's a man open in the end zone, and it's caught for the two-point conversion. Noah Bowden with the pass, Evan Puser with the catch, and it's 29-3 with 9:03 to play in the first half. The kickoff comes your way in 30 seconds, and you're listening to Cyclone Football on KOFO.
Message and data rates may apply.
What if there were a top-ranked business degree that gave you access to world-renowned faculty, leaders, and mentors, but on your schedule? The W.P. Carey School of Business at Arizona State University is now accepting high-quality applicants for its MBA and Business Analytics master's degree programs offered 100% online. Learn more about the top-ranked W.P. Carey business degrees online. Text RANK to 79645. Again, that's RANK to 79645.
Panthers lead it now 29-3 as they'll kick it off. And the kick is going to be fielded by Aho at the 17. Adrian trying to get to the outside, and he's going to be hit and stopped at about the 27. And the Cyclones will start there. Erie has tied up West Franklin 8-8 down at Erie tonight. Ottawa's ball first and 10, their own 29. Miege in the second quarter leads Wabec County 48-0. Kessinger hands it off to Clevenger. No, check that. It is a reverse instead, and Paola sniffed it out well. Creech coming from his wingback spot, and they dropped him in the backfield for a loss of 3. $8:29 to play in the first half. Paola leads 29-3. Handoff, Clevenger. Clevenger gets a yard, maybe a couple out to the 28. Just not a whole lot there. This Paola defense been giving up just a little over 7 points a game on the average. And with the exception of last week, when they just scored 16, they've been putting up a lot of points offensively as well. They're certainly not 8-0 for nothing. Third down, and blitz coming, and Kessinger goes down back at the 20-yard line. Nobody picked up those blitzers at all, and Kessinger had no chance. Vogel will drop back to punt it away. Williams standing at his own 45. Another high snap. Vogel's got to try to run for it. He gets around the corner. He's to the 25, and he's out of bounds at the 28, but that's not enough for a first down. Vogel did what he could. He might have been able to try to get a Australian-style punt off, but instead Paola's got the ball again in Cyclone territory to start a drive. Another score for Baser Linwood. They lead Piper 30-12. Keeping is Williams, left side. And that may not be Williams, actually. Let's check the number. He's inside the 25. Yeah, that was Williams. It's a gain on the play of 6. OU football tomorrow. Braves and the St. Mary's Spires. 1 o'clock kickoff, 12 o'clock pregame right here on KOFO. Second down and 4. High formation in the backfield. Quick hitter this time. No, check that. Keeping it is Williams. Williams finds himself an opening off the right guard, and he goes in for a 22-yard touchdown. Audi will try the extra point. Good snap this time, and the boot is no good, wide left. So timeout on the field with the score, Paola 35, Ottawa 3, the kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to Cyclone Football on 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO.
This is Eric Price, Funeral Director at Lamb Roberts Funeral Home in Ottawa, Baldwin City, and Overbrook. We're proud to be involved in the communities we serve and support the youth of today because they're our leaders for tomorrow. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, providing compassionate care when you need it most.
Need a recap of the ball game? Subscribe to the Ottawa Herald for their sports page or visit online at ottawaherald.com. A 3-month subscription is only $31.13 plus tax, including internet access. Or get online for only $9.22 a month plus tax. Call 242-4700 or visit ottawaherald.com.
28-yard drive, and Garrett Williams covered the final 22 on a run. His first touchdown of the night. It's 35-3 as Fletcher Audie tees the ball up. Line drive kick this time, and Richards has it on the run at the 21. Then he just kind of waits for blockers and gives Paola a chance to get down there, and they'll stop him after an 11-yard return out to the 32. Tonganoxie now leads Baldwin tonight 42-0 in the first half. And at halftime, bit of a surprise, Santa Fe Trail on top of Holton, 20-14. Cyclones come up out of the shotgun. In motion, Creech. Creech gets the carry. Got a block from Talon Morris. And about 3 yards on the pickup out to about the 35. And Creech is shaken up. And the Cyclones will come over to take a look at him. Of course, he was injured a couple of weeks ago against Lewisburg and looked very serious. Turned out it fortunately was not. Chanute has scored again. They lead Fort Scott 14-0. That game late in the second period. And Prairie View has come back to lead at the half against Caney Valley. Score there 14-7. Again, they're tending to, and I believe it's Colin Creech. We'll double check and make sure. It is Creech. He walks off, though. He appears to be okay. And the Cyclones will have a second down and 7. They have 5:52 to play here in the first half. They'll start the clock once again. Twin receivers right, single man to the left. Handoff goes this time to Talon Morris, and Morris gets it across the 35 to the 36 for a gain of 1 and bring up a third down and 6. Again, Ottawa comes up with 2 receivers right and 1 left. Kessinger to throw, pass out near the flat to Jose Richards, was underthrown at his feet and falls incomplete. Not well thrown right there. Isaac Myers will be the deep man this time as long signal count. Another lazy snap, but time for Fogle to get the kickoff. It's a line drive kick. Myers will let it bounce, and it'll be downed at the 20-yard line. So that a 44-yard punt with no return. And Paola, for one of the first times this evening, have a rather long field here, starting from their own 19-yard line with 4:43 to play in the first half. Panthers will come up on 1st and 10. One back, and he will get the handoff. And that is out across the 35, all the way out to the 39-yard line, picks up about 20. That's a Paola staple right there. That has been in Mike Dumper's playbook for years. And almost always successful. First down at the Paola 39-yard line. Blitz coming. Williams will throw a deep ball. Looking for Robison. He's got it. Down the sidelines to the 23-yard line. Creech bit on the pump fake. And the pass good all the way down into the Cyclone, or inside the 25-yard line. They'll spot him at the 22. 39-yard gain. That is how Paola has always liked to use the pass. They catch you off guard, and generally, as good as their running game is, they make you pay. Hand off to Alde, hit behind the line of scrimmage and falls forward for a couple of yards. Initial stop for the Cyclones was made there by Charles Caffey. Pickup of 3, second down 7 with 3:46 to go in the first half. Paola leading Ottawa 35-3. Handoff goes to Phillips. Lots of running room. Got a block. Spins. He's to the 5, and he is down inside the 1. They say he didn't get into the end zone before he was down. He'll spot him just inside the 1, first down and goal. Power I formation. And Phillips off the left side is in. Touchdown, Paola. So it doesn't matter if it's short field or a long field. Paola, once again, with a touchdown here to lead at 41-3. And Alde will try the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field with 3:07 to play before half. It's now Paola 42, Ottawa 3. And we'll have the kickoff for you in 30 seconds. This is Ottawa High Football on KOFO.
It's inevitable. When the weather gets cold, bears hibernate, your car battery dies, and construction crews like to work inside. Dials Construction is no exception. Jason and his crew like to work indoors, out of the elements, in the cold winter months that'll be here soon. If you have indoor work you need done, maybe that bathroom addition you've always wanted, a new kitchen, or it's time to renovate that attic into your space. Now's the time to dial Dials. 418-8211. Won't you do your part to help keep a construction crew warm this winter? Dial Dials. 418-8211.
81-yard drive, touchdown for Evan Phillips was his second of the night. Fletcher Ade will kick it off. We have to double check this to make sure. We got a tweet from Lewisburg and it said the halftime score at Lewisburg was Atchison 7, Lewisburg nothing. We thought Lewisburg was on top 7-0. Line drive kick. Aho has it at the 15. He's to the 20, looking for some sort of an opening, and you just can't give Paola that opportunity to figure out where the lanes are. You've just got to take the ball and run. Aho gets it out to the 26, and that's where Ottawa will start this drive. 2:59 to play in the first half. They have 2 timeouts remaining. So we'll double check that score. But boy, if that is correct, Atchison leading Lewisburg at the half 7-0. That's a potential big upset right there. The number 11 seed leading the 6th seed. And here's a reverse to Aho, and oh my gosh, ball's fumbled. And then Kentz, and they're trying to pick it up instead of just falling on it. And eventually, Paola recovers inside the Cyclone 15. Well, Paola sniffed out the reverse. They hit the ball carrier in the backfield. The ball popped loose. Kessinger, instead of just falling on it, tried to pick it up. That was a mistake. And eventually Paola comes up with it. Panthers have a late man coming into the ball game here. Now a couple other ones coming in late. Play clock is down to 10 as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Pitch back goes to, I believe it's Audie, and Audie's inside the 5, down to the 2. So first down and goal for the Panthers. Williams will hand it off to Audi once again. He did not make it in. Got it down to about the 1. Second down and goal. Williams goes under center. Lone running back is Audi. Williams will keep it himself, and he'll be wrestled down. The ball popped out, but Williams was already into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. So now 48-3. And extra point attempt by Audi coming up. And the extra point attempt is good. Timeout on the field with 1:34 to play in the first half. Now Paola 49, Ottawa 3. Kickoff in 30 seconds. This is Cyclone football on KOFO.
Let's face it, auto insurance can be confusing. Do you know your comprehensive from your collision, your no fault from liability, your premium from your deductible? After an accident is no time to find out that your definition of full coverage is actually different from what your policy says. Let local State Farm insurance agent Keith King explain auto insurance in terms you can understand.
I'm State Farm insurance agent Keith King. Let's work together to be sure your vehicle has the coverage you need. Call and schedule an appointment today at 242-9435. Stop by my office at 111 South Main in Ottawa or visit online at keithking.net.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Another short field for Paola after the turnover, which, by the way, was the first of the night for either team. Audi will kick it off. And back deep, Aho and Richards. This one will go to Richards on the run at the 25. And just up the middle, and he stops, and Paola catches up with him. So this time Ottawa will have it at the 27 with 1:34. Still 2 timeouts remaining. But Ottawa's had just really one good offensive play tonight, and that was the pass on the flea flicker from Aho to Covison. Nothing else has covered more than 3 yards, I don't believe. 4-man front. Handoff will go to Talon Morris, who gets it across the 30 out to about the 31. So a nice run by Morris there. And it'll be second down and a long 5. Again, Morris, and again, a bit of a lane. He gets it out near the 35 for a pickup of 3. Flag thrown late. And it looks like a face mask of some kind from the side official. Personal foul, face mask on Paola. Well, the penalties really haven't hurt Paola much, but you get farther on in the playoffs, and those long mark-offs are going to take its toll. Ottawa has it at midfield, 1st and 10. Clock inside a minute to go, and it is running. And early movement this time by the Cyclones. First and 15 now, back at the OHS 45. They'll start the clock up once again. Kessinger rolls right, looks, throws, pass is knocked away. Threw it into heavy coverage that time, defended by Brock Pitzer. It was intended for Dadrian Aho, and it'll be 2nd down. Clock stops with 34 seconds to play in the first half. Morris is behind Kessinger, who drops to throw. Throws a deep ball downfield into double coverage, and a pass is incomplete. Should have been intercepted. And that'll stop the clock again with 27.7 to play. And it's now 3rd down and long. Ottawa needs to get it to the Paola 40-yard line. Kessinger with time this time across the middle, has a man open. It's Aho, and he's inside the 35 down to the 30. That'll stop the clock as they move the chains. Ottawa might want to burn a timeout right here, too. They do. 19 seconds to play in the first half. Paola 49, Ottawa 3, and we'll take a 30-second break. This is Cyclone Football on 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO.
Smart Ottawa shoppers know Cosentino's Price Chopper has the best rewards program in town. Only Price Chopper lets you earn points on all your purchases. Visit mypricechopper.com and start saving on food or fuel today. Shop Cosentino's, your local family-owned grocer since 1948.
Quality Structures Incorporated in Richmond is proud to sponsor this KOFO sports broadcast. They know that experience matters on the field and when it comes to your building needs. Visit qualitystructures.com and put their years of experience in constructing post-frame buildings to work for you.
Ottawa has the ball at the Paola 30-yard line after that play that covered 20 yards. Check that, 25 yards. 19 seconds to play before halftime. Vogel has a 30-yard field goal already in the ball game. He made one from around 50 in warm-up. Might be asking a little much, but let's see how the Cyclones can maybe get a few more yards offensively. Kessinger throws in the flat. Pass incomplete. It was intended for Creech. Clock stopped with 14 seconds to play here in the first half. At halftime, Bonner Springs leads Eudora in the matchup between the 5 and the 12 seed. Braves 35, Cardinals 6. Eudora's volleyball team has won its match with Independence. I think they are now 1-1 on the day out at Salina. 2nd and 10. Here comes a blitz. Kessinger trying to roll away from it, looking for something, looking for anything. Now we'll run it, and he'll get positive yardage down to around the 27 to stop the clock with 5 seconds to go. Kessinger with a nice burst of speed right there to avoid the sack. Now, what do you do right here? Do you maybe go for the field goal? Doesn't look like it. Covison will bring the play call in. No, check that. I'm sorry, it's Richards with the play call from the bench. Play clock's down to 9, though. Ottawa's going to have to get this thing off quickly. Now 5 seconds. 2, and they do get it off. Kessinger rolling away, looking, now stops, throws a Hail Mary, pass is knocked away, couple of flags down. Probably a hold against the Cyclones, and if so, that would end the first half. It is a holding call against Ottawa. Paola declines. That is the end of the first half. The score at halftime here at Panther Stadium is Paola 49 and Ottawa 3. And we'll return after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Ottawa Cyclone Football on 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO.
Have you ever walked into a business and been treated so well by the people that work there, you can tell they were meant to do what they do? That's what you feel when you walk into Sutton's Jewelry in downtown Ottawa. For more than 50 years, you've been treated with personal service and attention while being shown the best in high-quality jewelry and accessories. If you want to drive out of town, be treated like a number so an associate can make a commission, and walk out with jewelry like everybody else, go right ahead. But for a unique jewelry buying experience, walk into Sutton's Jewelry at 213 South Main in downtown Ottawa. Open Tuesday through Friday 10 to 5:30, Saturdays 10 to 2.
Protect you and your family from the flu. Hi, this is Laura Hibberts, pharmacist at Kramer Pharmacy in downtown Ottawa. Did you know you can get your flu shot at Kramer Pharmacy at 134 South Main? The flu can be life-threatening to some young people or elderly. It's best to get the flu shot as soon as you can so you're protected going into flu season. Covered by Medicare and most insurance. Get your flu shot today at Kramer Pharmacy, downtown Ottawa, with convenient parking on Main Street or out back at Legacy Square. Call 242-2055 or visit kramerrx.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 6644 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 6644. Enjoy.
Working on a car, need a customized brake hose? Napa Auto Parts can help at 104 South Cedar in Ottawa.
Well, Paola has shown why they're undefeated and the number 2 ranked team here on the east side of the 4A bracket, as they have manhandled the Ottawa Cyclones here in the first half. They lead at 49-3. After Ottawa went 3 and out on its opening possession, Paola got the ball at the 20-yard line of Ottawa after a fumbled snap from center on the punt. And Fletcher Ade with the touchdown, first of 2 on the night for him. Kick was no good. It was 6-0 Panthers. Then late in the first quarter, Paola scores on a 61-yard drive. Ade the final 1 yard. And then the 2-point conversion pass good from Garrett Williams to Evan Puser. That made it 14-0 at the end of the first, but then the Panthers kind of turned on the afterburners. They got a 3-yard run from Evan Phillips, cap off a 21-yard drive after the Cyclones had a short punt. The kick by Ade good to make it 21-0. Ottawa then got a flea flicker pass from Dadrian Aho to Seth Covison to take them down to the red zone. And eventually they had to settle for a field goal. Reese Vogel booting it in from 30 yards out to make it 21-3. From then on, all Panthers over the last 10 minutes of the first half, they scored on a 9-yard pass play from Williams to Bo Robinson and a 2-point conversion pass on a busted play where Noah Bowden found Puser for 2 points. Then Williams, a 22-yard quarterback keeper kick, was no good. Evan Phillips with his second touchdown run of the ball game, and Audi's extra point to make it 42-3. And then finally, Williams with a 1-yard run after a fumble recovery, and the Panthers lead it here at intermission by the score of 49-3, and we may well have a running clock in the second half. We will definitely have it if it stays this way into the fourth quarter. I never can quite remember if it's up to the discretion of the teams or just what the rule is as far as the 45-point rule in the second half. But nonetheless, all Paola here in the first half, 49-3 the score, and we'll send it back to the station after this break for a report from the KOFO newsroom. You're listening to Ottawa Cyclone football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Technology, mobile banking. I totally heart my bank.
Kansas State Bank, a better way to bank with community people you know. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Save time and hassle later by checking your vehicle now to be sure all of your lights and signals are in working order, adjust mirrors, and check your tire pressure. This reminder from CarStar Ottawa. Call 242-8916. CarStar. Relax. We'll take it from here.
Message and data rates may apply.
What if there were a top-ranked business degree that gave you access to world-renowned faculty, leaders, and mentors, but on your schedule? The W.P. Carey School of Business at Arizona State University is now accepting high-quality applicants for its MBA and Business Analytics master's degree programs offered 100% online. Learn more about the top-ranked W.P. Carey business degrees online. Text RANK to 79645. Again, that's RANK to 79645.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 6644 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 6644. Enjoy.
Pizza time is halftime. I'm Bob Johnson in the KOFO newsroom with this hour's top stories. An accident this morning on I-35 in Sunflower Road in Edgerton killed the driver of a semi-truck. The truck hit a pillar on a bridge head-on. The crash caused the truck to burn, and the call came in shortly after 2:30 this morning. A preliminary investigation shows a semi-tractor trailer lost control for an unknown reason, striking the middle support pillar of Sunflower Bridge and caught fire. The driver was trapped in the vehicle and pronounced deceased on scene. I-35 was closed in both directions for several hours as law enforcement, fire, and KDOT investigated, assessed damage to the bridge, and cleaned up the scene. At this time, the scene has been cleared and authorities have opened up all lanes in both directions. This incident remains under investigation by the Johnson County Sheriff's Office Accident Investigation Team. A vehicle was stolen Wednesday from the Casey's in Wellsville, but the suspects probably won't have their ill-gotten gain for long. Wellsville Police Chief John Blair says it all started when a vehicle owner got a little careless.
A young man went in and left his vehicle running, which left an opportunity for someone to slide in and take off. Unfortunately, the thieves forgot about the camera system, and we have pictures of them and picture of the suspect vehicle. And ironically, a Johnson County deputy that lives down here got right in behind him as they was northbound, but at the time he did not know the vehicle was stolen. But he ran the plate of the Mercedes that was following the stolen vehicle, and so we have everything, pictures and everything.
Blair says he wouldn't be surprised if the stolen vehicle turns up destroyed as thieves try to cover their tracks. Your exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast tonight, mostly clear, low of 30. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 50. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, a low of 33. On Sunday, sunny, a high of 57. Sunday night, mostly clear, low of 35. I'm Bob Johnson, KOFO News.
This is Craig Dingle of Dingle & Son Mortuary. Pre-arrangements make the difference of a family that is stressed and a family that is free to grieve, to celebrate a life. Consider making your pre-arrangements to lift the burden.
Dingle & Son Mortuary, 785-242-2323.
The City of Ottawa makes it easy for you to stay informed and be part of your community by visiting their website, ottawaks.gov. You can sign up for city alerts and city news, report an issue you'd like to see taken care of, even pay your bill online. It's where the city and citizens come together online at ottawaks.gov.
Cyclone fans, stand up and cheer. Ottawa debit cards are here. Show your Cyclone school spirit with an exclusive Ottawa High School debit card, available only at Arvest Bank. Get yours today by opening a new checking account or upgrading your existing Arvest debit card. Even better, each card supports the Booster Club. Arvest encourages you to support local students and their after-school activities. Stop by their location on 3rd Street in Ottawa to get your Cyclones debit card today. Arvest Bank, member FDIC. Fees may apply.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 6644 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 6644. Enjoy.
Back here at Panther Stadium, where Paola leads Ottawa 49-3 at halftime, being entertained by the Paola Marching Band. Let's get you up to date on some of the other scores that we have. We wish we could give you a score on Linden and Northern Heights. We have not seen anything come across Twitter on that one. The Tigers hosting Northern Heights this evening in the first round of the 1A playoffs. Santa Fe Trail and Holton tied up at 20 in the third period. Holton had won that very tough district in 3A that included Wamego, Sabetha, and Marysville, but Santa Fe Trail giving them everything they want here tonight, 20-20 in the third. At halftime, undefeated Prairie View with just a 7-point lead over Caney Valley, 14-7. Tonganoxie is shutting out Baldwin at halftime, 49-0. In the 8-9 matchup in Class 4A, eastern side of the bracket, Pittsburgh 13, Spring Hill 3 at intermission. That game being played in Pittsburgh tonight. Bonner Springs at home is leading Eudora at half, 35-6. And in a game that has implications for our two participants tonight, Baser Linwood at the half is leading Piper by the score of 30-18. And also, we've gotten confirmation that Atchison-Lewisburg game at the half, and it's the Redmond leading the Wildcats 7-0. So that's a potential major upset right there in Class 4A. One other score, this is a second quarter score. I haven't seen anything lately on this one. West Franklin and Erie all knotted up at 8. Games from last night, Humboldt beat Central Heights, ending the Viking season. Final there was 70-8. In double overtime, southeast of Cherokee downed Osage City, knocking the Indians out of the playoffs. Final there 12-6. Columbus beat Anderson County 33-20, and the Bulldog season comes to an end. It was Crest 52, Meridazine Valley 12. Waverly beat Marmonton Valley 62-14. Osawatomie over Baxter Springs in non-playoff action 26-14, and Wellsville ended on a winning note 36-26 the final as they beat Royal Valley last night. Both Lewisburg and Eudora are getting ready to play. In fact, Eudora has started their final match of the 4A volleyball championships. Both are 1-1 on the day, so must wins for them. Lewisburg taking on Nickerson, while Eudora is facing Hayden High School, and we're trailing the Wildcats early in the first set, 10-6. In Class 4A girls cross country tomorrow, Eudora, Baldwin, Lewisburg, and Paola's teams are all participating. On the boys' side, just Eudora, which is really kind of odd. Ordinarily, the teams around this area in cross country are very, very good. And we just find out that Lewisburg has tied the score up against Atchison, 7-7, that game in the third quarter. So a good one just down 68 Highway at Wildcat Stadium in Lewisburg tonight. In Class 3A, on the girls' side, West Franklin and Anderson County are at the meet. And on the boys' side, West Franklin, Anderson County, and Osage City participating. In 2A cross country, Central Heights girls and boys, of course, the boys are seeking their second consecutive championship after winning last year. And two Frontier League teams are still in the 4-1 boys soccer championships, and they will play on Tuesday. It's Lewisburg facing Miege and Eudora taking on Heritage Christian. Tomorrow afternoon, we have Ottawa University football for you as the Braves take on the University of St. Mary Spires. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff, so pregame with Bob Johnson begins at 12 o'clock from Advent Health Field. Braves and the Spires tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the kickoff at OU football. Soccer for Ottawa University is home tomorrow against the Bethel Threshers. I believe it's senior day tomorrow as well. And then Tuesday, the team is on the road at Tabor. Women's volleyball plays at home tomorrow against Kansas Wesleyan, so it'll be a busy day on the OU campus. And then on Tuesday, they will travel to check that. I'm thinking it's Wednesday, actually. Wednesday the 6th, they are on the road at Bethel. The bowling teams are at the Jayhawk Collegiate Challenge this weekend. Women's basketball, as we reported earlier to you, lost to Benedictine 67-66 tonight. They will play Baker tomorrow up at Leavenworth. And then Tuesday, the home opener for the Lady Braves, and the opponent will be Park University. And esports will participate in an Overwatch tourney, and that is tomorrow. And, of course, you can always run over to Peters Auditorium on the campus of OU to check out some of that action. Both teams back out of the locker room. Second half coming your way after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Cyclone Football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. And right now, get your first online visit totally free when you go to 4hims.com/joy. Sure beats paying for an in-office doctor's appointment, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need to deal with awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe the medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/joy.
Ottawa will kick off to start the third period here. Paola leading at 49-3. 2 touchdowns for Fletcher Audi, 2 for Garrett Williams, 2 for Evan Phillips, and the final one scoring on a touchdown pass from Williams to Bo Robinson. Ottawa score a 30-yard Reese Fogel field goal in the early portions of the second period. Santa Fe Trail has retaken the lead on Holton. Chargers 27 and the Wildcats 20. That's with 3 minutes left in the third quarter at Holton tonight. Again, Lewisburg tied up Santa Fe Trail, Atchison 7-7. That game over at Lewisburg this evening. Sorry about that. We'll keep giving you scores. Don't forget to listen to the Kansas High School Football Scoreboard Show tonight at 10 o'clock to get all of the scores on all of the action in this Week 9 and for many teams, the first round of the state playoffs. Ottawa's going to kick from the north side of the field, so Paola will move right to left as we see it here. And an updated score at the end of 3 quarters. Prairie View now leading Caney Valley 20-7. As the Buffaloes try to move on in the Class 3A playoffs. Shea is back deep for Paola, standing at about his own 10-yard line as Reese Vogel tees it up. We'll check the clock as we get started here to see if we have running clock, but we may wait until the 4th period if the game is still 45 points or more. Audi will field a line drive kick at the 26. He'll get it out to the 39 before he's dragged down. Tackle for the Cyclones on that play was made by Nate Livingston. So 1st and 10 for Paola at their own 39-yard line. Panthers will come up in a power I formation. New quarterback. Handoff will go to Myers. Isaac Myers gets it out to around the 45 for a gain of 6. New quarterback for Paola is Ryan Sloan. He runs over to the sideline to get the play call. So we'll try to get you updated on the Paola change in numbers here. Hand up the middle. And a first down yardage into Cyclone territory. And let's see who that was. That is Brock Pitzer, and a 5-yard pickup and a first down. And Holton has come back to tie up Santa Fe Trails in a back-and-forth game. Late in the 3rd quarter, now 27-27. Handoff goes to the deep back, and inside the 40 goes, and let's see, that person's not in the program. At the 38-yard line. Possibly that's a freshman out there for Paola, but we'll have to just kind of check and see. Again, the player has number 28, it's not included in our program here. He'll get the handoff again, pushes the pile forward inside the 35 to the 34. That's a gain of 4. .906 to play in the 3rd. Paola leads 49-3. Sloan under center. You hand off to Pitzer, and Pitzer gets a yard, maybe a couple, as he buries his head. Gets it to about the 32. I call it the 33-yard line, and it'll be a 3rd down and 5. Eudora's volleyball team has dropped the first set to Hayden 25-18. Pitch back goes on the wing back reverts to our mystery man, and he gets it down to the 27. That'll be enough for a Panther first down. At the 27. Pitzer the lone back in this formation. He'll get the pitch left side, being chased. He gets around the corner, down the sidelines, and run out of bounds near the 20. That's a gain of 7. Second down and 3. This time I formation in the backfield. And off the right side to the up back. And Pitzer again on the carry. He gets the ball close to the first down, but shy by about a yard. It will be 3rd down and 1. Pitzer again on the carry, and he'll get it inside the 15 up the middle, down to around the 13, and a first down for the Panthers. The clock is running here in the second half. We have 6:10 to play in the third now. Paola leads 49-3. And a good play in the backfield this time by the Cyclone defense. It was Peyton Lee and Kale Lane to blow that play up. That'll be a loss of a couple of yards back to the 16. Lewisburg has scored again. They're leading that now 14-7. That's at the end of 3 quarters. Single receivers each side of the field. Pitch back goes and out of bounds is the running back, and he picks up about 5 yards. Excuse me. Giovanni Blackie is actually our man. He's a sophomore. He's wearing number 28 tonight, listed in the program at 41. So 3rd down and 8 at the Cyclone 11. Pitch goes to Blackie, trying to get around the right side, breaks the tackle, and he is going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Paola. So Blackie with an 11-yard run. Audi will try the extra point. Panther hustling onto the field for the offensive line. And the kick is up, and it's good. Timeout on the field with 4:31 to play in the third quarter. Paola now leads 56-3, and we'll be back with the kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to Cyclone football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
If you have frequent heartburn, take control of it with Prilosec OTC instead of stashing antacids everywhere. like in your junk drawer, buried under old batteries and hotel pens, or in your purse, hiding in the one pocket you won't check. You even have antacids on your nightstand, which are very hard to see in the dark. It's time you stopped stashing antacids and started taking Prilosec OTC. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn.
It's possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days, not for immediate relief.
Giovanni Blackie on the touchdown run, 11 yards for the score. Fletcher Audi adds on the extra point. A couple scores to update for you. Prairie View now leads Caney Valley 26-7, and Basehor Linwood has scored again. They lead Piper 37-18. Audi will kick it off here. Short kick, near side. And finally falling on the football will be Jose Richards. He did the right thing. He tried to get it on the bounce, didn't come with it up with it quite cleanly enough, and then decided to just fall on it. Ottawa will have the ball at the 27, 1st and 10. And Piper scores 37-25, Basehor Linwood leading. First and 10, and keeping is Kessinger, and he tried to turn the corner and couldn't do it. He's going to lose yardage back to the 23. So a 4-yard loss. Second down and 14. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Quarterback draw, and Kessinger being chased will get some positive yardage, maybe a yard or so. And they'll spot him actually back at the 23, so no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down, 14. Cyclones will go empty backfield now on 3rd and long. Kessler with time, throws a deep ball down the field and into triple coverage. Intended for Aho, the pass falls incomplete. And 4th down in the punting situation. Vogel has struggled punting the ball, but he's not gotten good snaps at all tonight. That was a little better. This is a little better kick. Nobody back deep for Paola. It hit the 50, take a cyclone bounce inside the 40, and roll all the way down to the 30-yard line before it's down. 48-yard kick that time by Fogel. And Paola 1st and 10 from their own 30. Clock is running, 1:33 to play in the 3rd. Keep it tuned for the high school football scoreboard show tonight at 10 o'clock here on KOFO. Lots of action around the state of Kansas. Panthers come up 1st and 10. Hand off inside this time, and it goes to Carlson Gleghorn. Gleghorn gets a couple of yards out to the 22 or 32-yard line. This will quite likely be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Pitch back goes this time And positive yardage and second and third efforts, still on his feet, and was never really blown dead. But finally they did blow the play dead just as he was kind of breaking out of a tackle. That was Leighton Moore, sophomore, with a fine run all the way out to the 42-yard line. And that will be the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3 here at Panther Stadium, it's Paola 56 and Ottawa 3. And we'll return in 1 minute. You're listening to Ottawa Cyclone football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
It's late at night. You've been visiting family and you're on your way home. You didn't see the deer in front of you until it was too late. Everyone is safe. Your vehicle did its job and protected you. Now you get to find out if your auto insurance does the same. It will, because you have State Farm Auto Insurance through local agent Keith King in Ottawa.
I'm State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King. Let's work together to be sure your vehicle has the coverage you need. Call and schedule an appointment today at 242-9435. Stop by my office at 111 South Main in Ottawa or visit online at keithking.net.
If you have frequent heartburn, take control of it with Prilosec OTC. Instead of stashing antacids everywhere, like in your junk drawer, buried under old batteries and hotel pens, or in your purse, hiding in the one pocket you won't check. You even have antacids on your nightstand, which are very hard to see in the dark. It's time you stopped stashing antacids and started taking Prilosec OTC. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn.
It's possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days, not for immediate relief.
And getting started here in the fourth quarter, Paola has a 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. They'll have a power I formation. Hand off to the deep back off the right side and a yard, and that's about it. It's time for, and once again, that is Caden Shea. A couple of score updates. Piper is making it interesting at a base from Linwood. They intercepted a pass, scored a touchdown. They're within 4, 37-33. And Spring Hill has closed within 3 of Pittsburgh at the end of 3 quarters, 13-10. Pitch back goes to the deep back, and that is Moore once again, and Moore gets the first down into Cyclone territory at the 45. So the Panthers pick up the first down. Bonner Springs leading Eudora 49-6 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. So the Braves running all over the Cardinals tonight. Shea gets the handoff on first down, trying the right side, finds yardage. He's inside the 35, down near the 30. So Caden Shea picks up 15, first down at the Cyclones 30-yard line with 10:13 to go in the game. Paola leading 56-3. Don't know if this is the final or not. We see a score reported from Baldwin. Tonganoxie 49, Baldwin nothing. Hand off to Shea once again. Picks up 3 before Talon Morris wraps him up. Holton has retaken the lead on Santa Fe Trail, 34-27. A little more than 5 minutes to go in that one in Class 3A. Second down 7 for the Panthers. Late man coming onto the field, flag down. This one's going to come back via an illegal substitution against Paola. So the play really doesn't matter. It's a motion call, 5-yard mark off. He's second down and 12 now, back at the 32. Hand off to Shea. Following blockers, gets it inside the 25 down to the 24. That'll be a gain of 8. It'll be a 3rd and 4 upcoming for Paola. A couple more new faces coming into the Panther lineup here. Paola has about double the size of the Cyclone roster on the sideline tonight. 3rd down 4. Shea again, quick hitter, finds the first down, gets it down to the 15. So 1st and 10 at the 15 with the clock running, 7:36 to go. Again, the power I formation. Blitz coming. Shea gets the handoff, and he gets it inside the 15, picks up 2 down to the 13-yard line. New quarterback, and there is Maxwell Douglas, a sophomore. Piper has taken the lead on Baser Linwood. Pirates 40, the Bobcats 37, with 7:04 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Handoff inside, and not much running room that time. Down to about the 11. So a 3rd down 7 coming up. Boy, Piper was down, I want to say 37-18, not at halftime, and they have taken the lead on Baser Linwood. Douglas under center, 3rd and 7. Handoff goes to the deep back off the right side. He gets it inside the 10 down to the 9. That was Corey Hollop. It'll be 4th down at about 3. We're under 6 minutes to go. Paola leads 56-3. A Tonganoxie Baldwin score is a final, 49-0 Chieftains. And flag thrown. False start against Paola. Ottawa was showing blitz, and it looked like the left guard maybe had blinked a little bit. So now it'll be a 4th down and about 8. The clock will continue to run, or should, it does. So Tonganoxie will play the winner of that Pittsburgh Spring Hill game. That's a close one down at Pittsburgh, 13-10 Purple Dragons. Third and 8 for the Panthers. Douglas, pitch back goes to the deep back, and he will get yardage down near the 5, and that may be enough for the first down. Now they're going to say he did not get the first down, and the Cyclones will have it back with just a little over 4 minutes to go in the game. So Cyclones 1st and 10 from their own 6. Kessinger hands it off to Clevenger. Clevenger out to the 9, picks up about 3. Basehor Linwood has come right back. They have scored. They lead Piper 44-40. That is a wild game up at Basehor tonight. Second down and 6 for Ottawa. Kessinger hands it off again to Clevenger. He's hit behind the line, dropped for a loss of a couple. So Ottawa will have a 3rd and 6 now. And timeout called for by Paola. Tops the clock with 2:50 to go in the game. Panthers lead the Cyclones 56-3. And we're back in 30 seconds. This is Ottawa High Football on KOFO.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
This is Eric Price, Funeral Director at Lamb Roberts Funeral Home in Ottawa, Baldwin City, and Overbrook. Our staff knows the importance of working as a team to take care of you in your time of need. We want to show the youth in our communities that we support their teamwork as well by sponsoring this broadcast. I invite you to visit lamb-roberts.com.
No matter the brand, Adams & Brothers can prepare your home comfort system for the cold Kansas winter ahead. Call them today, 785-242-9273. Adams & Brothers, maintaining your comfort for over 30 years.
2:50 to play. Paola leads 56-3. That was the final score the first time these two teams played. Final score from Lacine. Prairie View beats Caney Valley tonight 34-7 with a fine second half effort. Third down 6. And a new quarterback in there. That was Samuel Roberts, a senior. And he actually had to go down to a knee to take that snap from center. And so he's down immediately at that point, and that loses yardage back to the 6, and it'll be 4th down. Roberts is going to take off, and he is headed to the other end zone. Samuel Roberts, he's going to go. And he is all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Ottawa. "94-yard run for Samuel Roberts, and he scores." Well, our congratulations to Sam Roberts right there. Senior scores here late in this ball game to make it 56-9. Ottawa's going to go for 2 here. Kessinger's back in at quarterback. And Kessinger will just take a knee. So the 2-point conversion is no good. There's 2:13 to play in the ball game with the score. Paola 56, Ottawa 9. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the kickoff, and you're listening to Cyclone Football on KOFO.
What it means to be an OU Brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave, to be yourself.
Be a brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Cyclone score on the long touchdown run, 94 yards by Sam Roberts, and then take a knee on the extra point attempt. Reese Vogel will kick it off. Eudora's volleyball team won the second set, so they'll go to a third against Hayden. Northern Heights leading Linden in the third quarter, 23-6. On the kickoff return, and a lot of running room for, it looks like Shea. I'm not sure about that. It was Blackie actually on the return. So Northern Heights, who Linden beat 34-24 about a month ago, is handing it to the Tigers tonight, 23-6 in the third period. First time we'd seen a score on that all night. So the clock is running. We're inside 2 minutes to go. Paola is going to move to 9-0 on the season. The Cyclones will conclude their year 1-8. I think Paola can take a knee 3 times here. They'll go into victory formation. And a knee being taken by the Panthers. Holton beats Santa Fe Trail tonight 34-27. Good effort by the Chargers, coming up just short. Now let the play clock run down as far as possible, as we're inside 40 seconds now to play. And the next snap Paola takes should be the last of the game. And that will do it. Final score here tonight from Panther Stadium. Paola beats the Ottawa Cyclones 56-9, and we'll return in 2 minutes. You're listening to Ottawa Cyclone football on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Need a recap of the ball game? Subscribe to the Ottawa Herald for their sports page or visit online at ottawaherald.com. A 3-month subscription is only $31.13 plus tax, including internet access. Or get online for only $9.22 a month plus tax. Call 242-4700 or visit ottawaherald.com.
It's inevitable. When the weather gets cold, bears hibernate. Your car battery dies, and construction crews like to work inside. Dials Construction is no exception. Jason and his crew like to work indoors, out of the elements, in the cold winter months that'll be here soon. If you have indoor work you need done, maybe that bathroom addition you've always wanted, a new kitchen, or it's time to renovate that attic into your space. Now's the time to dial Dials 418-8211. Won't you do your part to help keep a construction crew warm this winter? Dial Dials 418-8211.
Message and data rates may apply.
What if there were a top-ranked business degree that gave you access to world-renowned faculty, leaders, and mentors, but on your schedule? The W.P. Carey School of Business at Arizona State University is now accepting high-quality applicants for its MBA and Business Analytics master's degree programs offered 100% online. Learn more about the top-ranked W.P. Carey business degrees online. Text RANK to 79645. Again, that's RANK to 79645.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And HIMSS makes it extra affordable. And right now, get your first online visit totally free when you go to 4hims.com/joy. Sure beats paying for an in-office doctor's appointment, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need to deal with awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. HIMSS connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe the medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. HIMSS makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to HIMSS, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/joy.
Cyclone season comes to an end tonight as they fall to the Paola Panthers 56-9. Ottawa fell behind 14-0 in the first period. A couple of touchdown runs by Fletcher Ade to get things started for the Panthers, and then Paola really took control of the game in the second period. They scored again to make it 28-14. 6-0. Ottawa then got a field goal by Reese Fogel after a flea flicker got them down into the red zone. And then Paola scored 4 more times before the end of the first half. A couple of touchdown runs by Evan Phillips, a couple of runs by Garrett Williams as well in that run, and they led 49-3 at the half. Picked up a touchdown midway through the third period, and then Ottawa late in the ball game, Sam Roberts going up the middle, 94 yards for the touchdown, and that is your final 56-9. Again, Paola will move on. They'll play the winner of Baser Linwood and Piper here at Panther Stadium next week. That game still going on at Baser, and it's a wild one. Bobcats leading the Pirates 44-40, and that game was still in the third quarter. Ottawa completes its season 1-8, and we want to thank Rob Hedrick and all the folks at Ottawa High School for making our broadcasts possible throughout the year here, and a final farewell to the Cyclone seniors as well. Getting your final score here tonight, Paola 56, Ottawa 9. This is Gary Bateman saying so long from Panther Stadium in Paola.
We hope you enjoyed this broadcast of Ottawa Cyclone football on KOFO. Brought to you by Quality Structures Incorporated, Dingle & Son Mortuary, Sutton's Jewelry, Bank Midwest, Advent Health Ottawa, and by Ottawa University, Kramer Pharmacy, Ottawa Recreation Commission, and Lamb Roberts Funeral Home. Our Cyclone game sponsors also include Cosentino's Price Chopper, Kansas State Bank, Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, CarStar, Arvest Bank, the Ottawa Herald, and the City of Ottawa, Dials Construction, State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King, and Fusion Alley with Primetime Grill coming soon. For more information about Ottawa Cyclone football broadcasts, visit the KOFO sports page at KOFO.com. This has been an exclusive presentation from your sports source for East Central Kansas, KOFO.
Your source for information and entertainment in East Central Kansas. 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO.
We got back home and I went to the barn. I bowed my head and I prayed real hard. Said, Lord, please help me help my stupid self. Just shot of bedtime later that night, turning on my son Scooby-Doo nightlight. He crawled out of bed and he got down on his knees. He closed his little eyes, folded his little hands, spoke to God like he was talking to a friend. And I said, son, now where'd you learn to pray like that? He said, I've been Dad, ain't that cool? I'm your buckaroo. I wanna be like you and eat all my food and grow as tall as you are. We like fixing things and holding mama's hand. Yeah, we're just alike. Hey,